Yeah, 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 yeah. Shake it, but keep pointing out all the lies. Putting the scripture right in your eyes. The Bible guy, he reads Hebrew and Greek and shows you that your book's not unique. The Bible guy, he turns through the pages until every Christian rages. The Bible guy, watch one time and you're hooked. Now let's watch why the Christians get cooked. The Bible guy.
Howdy folks, Bible Guy here. Happy Tuesday, everybody. How about we all get a secular perspective on the Word of God today? I'm Dalton the Bible Guy, your resident atheist Bible expert, and, everyone just, do your things. Do those things. Tap the screen. Like the live if you're on YouTube. Share it out. Let everyone see it. If you're on YouTube and on TikTok, make sure you tap that screen. Tap that screen like Jonathan wanted to tap King David. I'm Dalton the Bible Guy coming at you live from Northeast Texas. Hopefully today we can have some pretty good conversations to get us started off until we actually get a guest today. Guys, I got some stats for you. Last night, I told you guys I'm thinking about writing a book on, Jesus not fulfilling messianic prophecy. And specifically the claim that Jesus fulfilled 365 prophecies. That is, Christians all the time be saying Jesus fulfilled over 300 prophecies. And I have a list of 365 alleged prophecies that Jesus fulfilled. So I decided to do a little research on some and do some stats on those prophecies. I've only done 2 so far. I'm going to do more. But here are the 2 stats I've come up with so far. So one, the percentage for the number of prophecies quoted from individual books of the Hebrew Bible is as follows. So, what books are claimed to have prophecies from them? Is it all 39 books of the Hebrew Bible? No, it's only 27 of them. But, which ones have the most claims in them? At the top of the list is Isaiah. The book of Isaiah has a whopping 132 claims, being 36.16% of the total 365 claims. By the way, guys, I skimmed through Isaiah yesterday. Out of all of these 132 claims, only 6 of them were actually prophecies about the Messiah. Number 2 is the Psalms, with 96 claims, making up 26.30% of the total, followed by Zechariah with 30 claims, that's 8.22%. Genesis with 19 claims, 5.21%. Daniel with 13 claims, 3.56%. Exodus with 10 claims, 2.74%. Jeremiah with 8 claims, 2.19%. And then Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and Malachi each have 6 claims each one making up 1.64%. Then Numbers, 2 Samuel, and Micah each have 5 claims, that's 1.37%. First Chronicles, Ezekiel, Hosea, and Joel each have 3 claims, making 0.82%. Proverbs, Haggai, and Amos each have 2 claims, making 0.55%. And then Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Kings, Job, Song of Songs, and Habakkuk each have 1 claim each, making up a whopping 0.27%. So that's what you can expect. So when the book gets around, expect a lot of Isaiah and the Psalms being talked about, as they make up the majority of these alleged fulfilled prophecies. Hi, Arwen. Number 2, while the list boasts a total number of 365 individual prophecies, a number of these prophecies are duplicates. For example, prophecies numbers 169 through 176, that's a total of 8 prophecies, are all Isaiah 9:6. And this is done to artificially inflate the number of prophecies fulfilled by Jesus. If we were to collapse duplicates of Bible verses into single instances, the number of fulfilled prophecies drops from 365 to 271. That's a reduction of 94 claims, or about 25.8% of the advertised total. 1/4 of those prophecies go away if you don't artificially duplicate them. how many messianic prophecies are there in the Bible? I know many alleged ones aren't messianic. That's one of the things I will be looking into when I, do this like research. I'll tell you this, for example, last night when I was going through Isaiah, I wanted to see how many actual messianic prophecies were located in the book of Isaiah, because Christians will make the claim that dozens and dozens of them are located in Isaiah. As it turns out, Isaiah only contains one messianic prophecy. Only one. And that's found in Isaiah chapter 11. The rest of them are not messianic, or at least not messianic in the sense of they don't talk about the individual person of the Messiah. Barack Gunn says, you atheists should debate real debaters instead of talking to random people. Anyone's allowed to call up. Anyone. I guess, listen, Barack Gunn is calling out the rest of you atheists as not being good enough. But here's the thing, Barack. The professional debaters in the Christian world, people like Cliff Knechtel, they're not any better than the randoms on YouTube. We have here Muhammad raped Aisha at 6. W to the username. Muhammad, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions, and then we'll get to the conversation.
Sure.
Question number 1, are you at least 18?
Yes, sir.
Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
All right. And question number 3, are you a Christian? Because we are only taking Christian opposition right now.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. Why should I be a Christian?
Because Jesus loves you and he doesn't want you to go to hell.
I mean, he can only love me if he's alive, but I think he's dead. I don't have any reason to think he's alive.
I don't think you think he's dead.
No, I do.
I think you know he's alive.
I don't. Between the two of us, who do you think's the more of an expert on what I personally believe?
You would be the expert on what you believe.
Yes, and I do not believe that Jesus is alive.
Then why are you debating people to turn you Christian if he's not alive?
Because if y'all have good reasons for me to think he's alive, then I can change my mind. But it doesn't look like y'all do.
Well, you have the Bible. You have the heavens and the earth. It's not that you won't follow him. Even if he appeared right now in front of you and said, "Follow me," you still wouldn't do it.
I would have to.
You would have to.
Yeah, because it's either that
or
because if it turns out he's real, then that probably means that your claims about hell are real, and I'd rather avoid hell if you can. But do you have any evidence that any of this is real?
The Bible says it's real. That's all the evidence I need.
Well, the Bible, that's not evidence. That's a claim. The Bible is making a claim. No, that's not evidence.
No, it's evidence.
If it's evidence, then the Quran is evidence that Muhammad is the final prophet.
No, that's a claim. No, Jesus is the truth.
No, it's just as much as a claim as the claim that Jesus is the Messiah.
Well, Jesus lived a perfect life, and Muhammad married a 5-year-old. So how could there's a big difference in Jesus and Muhammad?
Why should I think Jesus lived a perfect life? I don't think he did.
Even the people who wrote about him, the people that wasn't believers, like Pontius Pilate, the historians.
Well, we don't have any writings from Pontius Pilate about
in that time. And he lived a perfect life.
Wait, did you hear what I just said? Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
We don't have any writings from Pontius Pilate about Jesus. That's a falsehood.
I'm sorry. I heard that. I'm not putting my bank on it. If you're saying it's a falsehood, I'm going to take your word on it. Okay. But I know 500 people seen him. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Wait, what do you know about these 500 people? I love playing the 500 game. What do we know about the 500?
These was believers that he appeared to. There was millions of people. There was thousands of people there, but only the 500 seen him.
Well,
Only those who believe.
what makes you think that there were thousands of people present, but only 500 of them saw him?
No, in the town that he was alive for like 40 days, but only the 500 witnessed him.
What
The rest of the people in town, that all that 550 days didn't see him.
Wait. Where are you getting this? Where are you getting this information that that Jesus appeared to the 500 during this period when he was on Earth for 40 days?
It said there was 500 witnesses and accounts that in the Bible, and I think
Yeah, but where are you getting?
Luke and Mark
Where,
and one of the Gospels.
No, it's not in the Gospel of Mark. Where are you getting this extra information that the appearing to the 500 took place during the time when Jesus was on Earth?
When did the 500 see him when he came back from the grave?
That's the thing. We don't know. We don't know anything about the 500.
Does it say that they seen him after he came back? No, in the Bible, does the Bible state that he came back and 500 people seen him?
Yeah, it says that he appeared to 500, although in what
Yes, okay, yeah, you might not believe it.
Wait. In what manner, though, did he appear to them?
In his glorified body, that only they could see him.
How do you know that? How do you know that? It doesn't.
Because that's what the Bible says.
No, it doesn't say that.
He had a glorified body. Don't touch me.
Wait.
I have not ascended to the Father yet.
Where does it say that he appeared to them in his body, to the 500 specifically? How do we know that it wasn't?
Because he was walking through walls and walking through doors.
Wait, you're mistaken though. Where does it say? Because how do you know, for example, that Jesus appearing to the 500 didn't take place after he ascended to heaven? It's like a vision.
The same way that he went to the apostles and Mary when they seen him. It wasn't a vision. It wasn't a vision.
How do you know?
Because it didn't say it was a vision. It would have said they seen him in the vision, but they seen him.
In that same passage where it says that Jesus appeared to the 500, it talks about how he appeared to Paul, and he appeared to Paul in a vision and not in person. So how do we know?
He appeared in the 500, but it doesn't say that he appeared to the 500 in vision because it said he came back. He came back to life.
It doesn't say
not in a vision. He didn't come back.
It doesn't say
he rose from the dead.
Wait, it doesn't say that he appeared to them in the flesh in the 500 to the 500 people.
What did the angel tell Mary? Go, he's not here. He's risen.
Why are you talking about Mary? We're not talking about Mary. We're talking about the 500.
Yeah, I know, but just same way the 500 seen him is the same way Mary seen him, the same way the apostles seen him.
You don't know that.
I know that. That's the way the Bible says. You don't know. I know. You don't.
Where does the Bible say that Jesus appeared in the flesh to the 500 as opposed to a vision?
It doesn't say that because he was in a vision. He was in the flesh when they seen him.
Wait, no. Where does it say that Jesus appeared in the flesh?
It doesn't need to say
it
he was in the flesh. He came back. He came back from the dead.
It does need to say that, and here's why, Muhammad. Because in the same exact passage where it claims that Jesus appeared to 500, it also says that he appeared to Paul, and we know that Jesus did not appear to Paul in the flesh, but in a vision. So how do I know that the way in which Jesus appeared to the 500 is not the same way that he appeared to Paul when they're in the same exact passage?
Because you're not reading the scripture.
I've read it.
You're reading it with a negative connotation.
You don't even know. You don't even know where the 500 are mentioned. I do.
I know where they're mentioned after he came back.
No. What Bible passage does it mention the 500?
I don't have the exact Bible passage.
See, I do, because unlike you, I've read it.
What's the Bible passage? I do.
1 Corinthians 15, verse 6. And you know what? All it says is that Jesus appeared to 500. It doesn't say he appeared in the flesh. Neither does it say it appeared in a vision. You would have to look at the available evidence, and the available evidence doesn't tell you that he appeared in the flesh to the 500. As far as you know from just reading the passage, it's just as likely that it's a visionary experience.
No, because how else would people know he came back from the dead?
Wait, because the apostles would have told them, and then they would have had a vision.
Yes, and he appeared. And he appeared.
No. All that's required again is for the apostles, for Jesus appeared to the apostles. When it comes to the 500, they could have just heard from the apostles that Jesus resurrected, and then they had like visions, both auditory and visual.
All right, let's say it was a vision.
All right.
Now what?
Okay, now, was it only just auditory vision, or was it because remember the Greek word ophthe used in 1 Corinthians 15 can refer to a number of different things. It can refer to visual sight. It can refer to hearing. It can refer to an inward mental perception. So how do we know that what's not happening here in 1 Corinthians 15 is that 500 Christians are sitting around a room praying and fasting, and then they feel Jesus' presence, and that's Jesus appearing to them? How have you ruled that out?
I believe the way the Bible says it, Jesus appeared to them. I believe Jesus appeared to them the way it says it.
I grant that the Bible says that Jesus appeared to the 500, but was the appearance like, was it an objective appearance, like the way that I could appear in a room among people?
I don't care.
Or was it just that they all had a mental perception of Jesus? Can you determine that from the text? And
If the Bible says Jesus appeared, if it says Jesus appears,
but
I believe it.
Okay,
he just appeared.
Muhammad, I don't know if you're like having a hard, if you're like maybe you're drunk or you're having a hard time following. I'm granting the word appear, but the question is, in what manner did he appear? Was it an objective like appearance, like the way that I could appear in a room amongst people? Or does appear simply mean, because the word ophthe in the Greek, which is the word for appeared in the text, allows for this interpretation, that they simply had a mental perception that Jesus was present.
Was this directly after the crucifixion?
That's the thing. It doesn't say in 1 Corinthians. You can't determine when this took place according to 1 Corinthians 15.
But Jesus is Paul's explaining. Paul's explaining that after Jesus came back, 500 people seen him. Right. This is the context.
Wait. How long after Jesus came back did he appear to the 500?
He's saying around, because he was only on earth for 50 days.
Wait. No.
So it was sometime in that 50 days.
How do you know? Because did Jesus appear to Paul in that 50 days?
No, Jesus came later. Way later.
Well, Paul mentions Jesus appearing to him in this passage. So how do you know that Jesus appearing to the 500 isn't also after those 50 days?
Oh, no, I'm talking like after, because soon as Jesus came back, he appeared.
I'll say it slower. So in 1 Corinthians 15.
Could we read it? Could we read it so I can get it?
Yes.
Can we read it? Let's do that.
Maybe that's what you need. All right. We're gonna read. We're gonna read 1 Corinthians 15.
Thank you, sir.
And then afterwards.
Thank you, Jesus, for your word.
My name's
Open our hearts to your goodness,
my
Jesus.
name is Dalton, not Jesus. So chill out.
Oh, Dalton.
Okay.
What did I say?
We'll start in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 3. For I handed on to you, as of first importance, what I, Paul, in turn had received, that Christ died for our sins in accordance with the Scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he was raised on the third day in accordance with the Scriptures, and that he appeared to Cephas, and then to the 12. Then he appeared to more than 500 brothers and sisters at one time, most of whom are still alive, though some have died. Then he appeared to James, then to all the apostles. Last of all, as to one untimely born, he appeared also to me. So Paul gives a list of people that Jesus appeared to. Cephas and the apostles, then the 500, then James and the rest of the apostles, and then to him. Now, did Jesus appear to Paul during that 50-day period?
No, different time.
So did he appear to Cephas, to Peter, in that 50-day period?
Yes.
Okay, so now we have two groups of people. People that Jesus allegedly appeared to during that 50 days, and people that that Jesus did not appear to in that 50 days. How did we come to the conclusion that Jesus appeared?
Here, I understand the problem. I understand now. I understand. Okay, now I can explain. Now I can explain better.
I'm going to finish the question, though. So how
go ahead.
How did we come to the conclusion that Jesus appearing to the 500, that the 500 belonged to the category of appeared to in the 50 days, as opposed to appeared to after the 50 days?
Hey, Dalton.
The 500 is in the same category
One second,
with
Muhammad.
Peter, and the 12.
1 second, Muhammad. What's up?
Some people in your comments are saying that the guest volume is really low on YouTube, but some other people are saying that it sounds fine, so I'm not sure if that's something you look at.
Here, people.
I can speak louder.
People on YouTube, I just turned up my mic on my audio thing, so let me know if that makes me a little bit louder than I was before. Here, let me see. Dalton is totally audible on my end, but the caller is way too loud. Let's see if I can do
I
something.
can talk lower.
Yeah, let's see. Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Someone said that is better. Thank you.
Check 1 2. Check
Okay.
1 2.
All right. Okay, I think it's all figured out. Okay, so how did we come to the conclusion that the 500 belong to the prior category of people that Jesus appeared to within the 50-day period versus people that Jesus appeared to after the 50-day period? How did we come to this conclusion?
Because when Jesus was going way up into heaven, when he told them in Luke, I'm going to prepare a place for you.
That's
and he
before
goes
the-
up to the sky.
That's before the resurrection.
And he goes up. This is after. Yeah, this is after he comes back.
No.
after he comes back.
The phrase "I'm going to go prepare a place for you" happened before he died.
No. Yeah, I know. But then he tells him for the last before he ascends, and the angels is telling him, "What are you looking at? The same way he appeared to you now is the same way he's going to come back."
But how do you
And
know that
same again.
how do you know that these particular 500 people belong to that group of people?
Because only people who believe in Jesus Christ can see Jesus.
No, that doesn't answer my question. How did we determine that the 500 were the people that saw Jesus during that 40-day period as opposed to afterwards?
Because there was mentioned with Peter, the 12, and he also appeared to 500.
Yeah, but he also appeared to
During his
he also appeared to Paul, and we know that Paul took place after the 50 days. So how do we know
Yes.
the 500 didn't appear after the 50 days?
He's omnipresent. He can appear to anybody how he wants. He's Jesus.
Yes, but so how do we know
Huh.
that the 500 appearing, that it didn't happen after the ascension, and that it was like a visionary experience?
It's in context. Well, you don't understand scripture.
I do
You're
understand.
not a believer.
I do
understand.
understand. I know that you would love to believe that I don't have the decoder ring of the Holy Spirit, therefore I can't understand the Bible. But the Bible's just a book.
No, you don't.
We can all
You don't.
all read it and we can all understand it. Oh, well, I say most of us understand it. There are some people like Christians who have a hard time reading the Bible. But there's nothing. Here's I'll just lay down the thing here. There's nothing in 1 Corinthians 15 that tells me that the 500 objectively saw a physical Jesus, nor does it say it took place during the 40 days prior to his ascension. So I'm sorry, but this is just a claim that Paul is making about 500 people appearing, Jesus appearing to 500 people. It's not evidence for anything. It's weak.
The Bible is the word of God, and we believe it to be true. Every word spoken.
Why should I believe it's the word of God? It does.
You don't
It
have
does.
to believe.
I know I don't
You don't
have
have
to, but I'm asking for a justified
Nobody's
reason
forcing
to believe that it is the word of God. I can't believe that when the Bible contains historical and scientific errors, contradictions, and failed prophecies. It's kind of hard to believe it's the word of God when
There's
it
no
has
failed
all the.
prophecy.
Oh, there
The
are.
reason you
There are
should
failed
believe-
prophecies. There are.
What's
There
the
are.
failed
There.
prophecies?
There are failed prophecies.
The Matthew 24,
Matthew. No.
Genesis.
Muhammad, you got to stop talking while I'm talking. It's annoying. Now, Matthew
My mother's
16.
annoying.
Matthew 16 contains a prophecy that given by Jesus that actually failed. Jesus
What's
said
the
that
prophecy?
he said that he would return before all the apostles died, and they all died, and
Yes.
he didn't return.
Mhm. Did John see a vision?
Yeah, but is that Jesus returning in the flesh, or is that a vision?
Did he see Jesus return on a white horse?
In the flesh or in a vision?
No, he went up into heaven
Because Jesus
Revelation.
Jesus says in Matthew 16 that everyone will see not just John, everyone will see the Son of Man coming in the glory of his Father with his angels, repaying everyone. Only John saw a vision, not everyone saw it happen. So why didn't everyone see it happen like Jesus said?
This is why you need the Holy Spirit to understand what he's saying.
No, you don't.
What he's trying to explain to there. If you're gonna let me explain, you're asking me questions. You're jumping the gun, you're not letting me explain.
You can try, and then we'll just read what it says and show that you're wrong.
Yeah. When he said, "All of you will see the return of me," not all of you will pass away and are unalive until you see my return. He goes to John on Patmos in the year 90 A.D.
In the flesh or in
a vision?
did Jesus appear in the flesh?
In a vision. No,
Oh,
in a vision to John on Patmos.
then that doesn't count. I'm referring to the actual second coming.
Hold on, listen. Then then he raptures John off the island and takes him to the throne room. He's in actual heaven, outside of time, outside into eternity with Jesus, and comes back with Jesus.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that in Revelation.
Yeah, it does go to Revelation 4. I was in the spirit, taken up to heaven.
Yeah, he was just having a vision. He was just having a vision.
No, I was in the spirit. Yeah, he was taken into heaven.
This is just a vision. This is like the worst way for you to try to like get around this problem. Quite clearly, what Jesus says, I'll read it to the audience. For the Son of Man is to come with his angels in the glory of his Father, and then he will repay everyone for what has been done. Clearly about the second coming. Truly, I tell you, there are some standing here who will not taste death before they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Now, John didn't actually see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. He just saw a vision of it.
He was taken into the throne room in the spirit. That's not a vision. He was in a vision when Jesus came to him.
That's what it means to be in the spirit. It's a vision. So sorry, that doesn't count.
No.
Here, I'll get one here that even you can't weasel your way out like a weasel that you are.
I'm not
Isaiah, you are a weasel. Isaiah 52, which was written at the time when King Cyrus the Great allowed the Jewish people to leave their exile in Babylon. God says that the unclean and the uncircumcised.
Where Isaiah touches the coal on his lips.
That's Isaiah 6. That's Isaiah 6, written in a different time.
Okay,
we're talking about Isaiah 52, which was written at the time when King Cyrus was the king of Babylon, and he freed all the people in the Babylon exile back to Israel. God says to the people of Israel that the unclean and the uncircumcised would never enter into them again. Why didn't that happen?
The unclean and the uncircumcised will never. That's in the 1,000-year millennial reign.
Nope. He didn't say that. It says here, after when the Jewish people are being let go from their exile, God says that the unclean. This is talking about their return from the exile. God says, "Awake, awake! Put on your strength, O Zion! Put on your beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For the uncircumcised and the unclean shall enter you no more. Shake yourself from the dust. Rise up, O captive Jerusalem. Loose the bonds from your neck, O captive daughter of Zion." This is referring to when the Jewish people are leaving their captivity in Babylon, and God makes them a promise during this time, saying that the unclean and the uncircumcised would enter into them no longer.
Yeah.
Why didn't that happen?
That's the 1,000-year millennial reign.
Nope. Wait. Did the 1,000-year reign of Jesus start at the end of the Babylonian exile?
No, it starts at the.
Okay, then pay attention. The prophecy was given to the people of Israel at the end of their exile. It says at the end of their exile, God says that the unclean and the uncircumcised would enter them no longer. It says nothing about this happening thousands of years later at the second coming.
There's scriptures like that all throughout Psalms, Habakkuk, Isaiah.
This wasn't written during the time. Fun fact: this section of Isaiah wasn't written during the time of the prophet Isaiah. It was written during the time of King Cyrus.
These are like scattered prophecies for the kingdom.
The only thing scattered here is your brain. Now the prophet received from God here the promise that after this is not ad hominem. Don't use words you don't know the meaning of. Now the thing here is that God is promising the Jewish people that after the exile, that the unclean. I can define what a woman is. Nice trying to. Now you're trying to pivot. I'm not gonna let you pivot. Now it says here that after the exile, that the unclean and the uncircumcised would enter into. I know you want to be a transphobe. It's not going to happen. It says here that the unclean and the uncircumcised would never enter into Israel again. It doesn't say it happens at the exile. It doesn't say it doesn't say it happens. I know you're trying to listen. If you can't stay on topic, Muhammad, and if you're just going to be a transphobe, I will just if you can't engage in the conversation, we'll just move on. How's that sound? Do you want to engage in the conversation at hand, or do you want to pivot to you being a transphobe?
I'm not a transphobe. Man can't be women.
You are a transphobe. So that tells me that you don't want to. I'll give you one last chance to engage with Isaiah 52, or we'll just move on to the next guest.
Okay, we'll engage Isaiah 52.
All right. Where in Isaiah 52 does it say that this happens during the 1,000-year reign of Jesus?
It's a prophecy to come.
Yeah. Not all prophecies don't have to do with the 1,000-year reign of Jesus. Fun fact: there are prophecies that you believe happened during the first coming of Jesus. So not all prophecies are about the 1,000-year reign. Where in Isaiah 52 does it state that this is about
Well,
the
you
1,000?
know what? This is why.
My God, let me finish my question. Where does it say in Isaiah 52 that this is about the 1,000-year reign of Jesus?
It doesn't have to say it.
It does. If you want me to believe it, when the text itself has clear indicators that this is about the exile of Babylon, then you need to provide me counter evidence that's about the 1,000-year reign, or else I'm not going to believe you.
All right, well, you don't want to believe the 1,000-year millennium reign?
It's not about want. It's about the fact that you haven't provided me any evidence that this is about the 1,000-year reign. I have evidence that's about the exile. It says it's about the exile in the text. You've yet to provide me any counter evidence that's for the 1,000-year reign.
You're telling me that it's a failed prophecy. I'm telling you it's not a failed prophecy.
The reason I've told you it's a failed prophecy is because I provided evidence that's about the exile. You've made the counterpoint that it's about the 1,000-year reign, but you've yet to provide any evidence that this prophecy is about the 1,000-year reign. So unless you give us evidence, we can't believe you.
The 1,000-year millennial reign never came yet.
Oh my God. Okay, listen. I don't think you have the mental aptitude to have this conversation.
Men can't be women.
Yeah, I know you're just a transphobe.
Well,
And dead people can't come back to life. Luckily, when we say that trans women are women, we're not claiming that men are women, because trans women are women, not men. So it's not men being women, it's women being women. So go fuck yourself. He just wanted to pivot so bad away from the Bible. He just wanted to be a transphobe. But I didn't let him do it.
He did. He really did, didn't he?
And at
It's
Ice Cream Assassin 3006 with the $2. Your mic is super low, buddy. I think I fixed it. Let me know right now in the YouTube comments right now that if it sounds like it's been fixed. I got someone on TikTok saying I'm too loud now, but guys, I can't please everyone. It's better for me to be too loud for some people than for me to not be loud enough for other people. All right, we're gonna bring up F35. F35. I'm gonna ask you 3 preliminary questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1: are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
Question number 2: what pronouns do you go by?
He, him is fine, if any.
And are you a Christian?
Yeah.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. This is my friend Johnny B. Why should we be Christians?
I think you guys should be Christians in general because I believe in the greater good of humanity, and I also
I do
believe
too.
that same sure, and I believe, unlike you, that greater good is only achieved through having faith in Christ.
Okay, why should I believe that?
If you want, we can go off of your claims. Why don't you think Christ exists, or why don't you think Christ is the greater good that we should seek?
I think Jesus did exist as a person, but I think he died and he stayed dead. And the reason I don't think he's the Messiah is because he didn't even fulfill one prophecy about the Messiah from the Old Testament. Not even one.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
Do you want to bring up some verses?
Yeah, go ahead. Bring us up a passage that Jesus
Okay, sure. I think the one book that most people point to on your lives, probably the book of Isaiah you guys were talking about
me
with
guess.
the past guest. Okay,
Are we going to do Isaiah?
let's go
53?
ahead. Yes.
All right.
No, not Isaiah 53. That was one of them that I had on list, but
Isaiah 7:14?
we can go to, yeah, we could do that.
All right. Okay, so, before we get into Isaiah 7:14, do you know Hebrew?
No, I don't know Hebrew.
All right.
What does that have?
Well, it's important because what if I told you that your Bible mistranslates Isaiah 7:14?
You could prove it to me.
Yeah,
Do you know Hebrew?
I do. So, Isaiah chapter 7.
You do? Okay, go ahead, prove it to me.
Yeah, I'm going to read Isaiah 7:14 in Hebrew first, and then we'll talk about the ways in which typical Christian Bibles are going to mistranslate this. So the Hebrew here is Lechen yiten Adonai hu lechem od. Hinei ha'alma hara v'yoledet ben v'kirat shimo Emmanuel. Therefore, and this gets translated in the King James Version Bible, for example, as Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Now, there's the part that we're really going to focus on is the claim, a virgin shall conceive. There are 3 ways in which that is mistranslated. We'll start with the simplest one. It says a virgin, which is indefinite. You know the difference between indefinite and definite articles?
I'm sure I do, yeah.
Yeah, so the indefinite article is like the word or an, like apple. It's indefinite. The apple is definite. The word the is definite. So like if I said,
definite.
if you and
Yeah.
I were standing in a room full of desks, and I said to you, go grab a desk, versus I said to you, go grab the desk, what is the difference here?
Go grab a desk, you can grab any desk, but grab the desk, you're pointing to something specific.
Yes. In other words, if I use the word the, it's referred to a specific desk that you and I are both aware of, right?
True.
And the same is true in Hebrew grammar. Whenever you have the Hebrew letter hey, which makes a huh sound, it's called the hey hayadiyah in Hebrew, which means the hey of knowing. It indicates that the object being spoken about is known to the speaker and to his audience. So this is Isaiah speaking to King Ahaz, and he speaks about this woman, and he uses the definite article, which means it's not, unlike the English where it says a virgin, it's not it's just the. It's an individual known to Isaiah and his audience, not someone who's unknown. Secondly, it doesn't say virgin in Hebrew. The Hebrew word for virgin is betulah, spelled beit tav vav lamed he, betulah. But the word used here in Isaiah 7:14, I'll pull it up on the screen so that you don't think I'm like yanking your chain or anything like that. Here, so the Hebrew word that's brought up here is right here. You see it on the screen?
Yeah.
So the first letter here, that's the letter hey, that's the definite article, ha. And then there's ayin, lamed, mem, hey. That's alma. Alma does not mean virgin. What it means is, we have here in the Brown Drivers Briggs lexicon, it says here, alma is a noun, feminine. It means young woman, ripe sexually, maid, or newly married. So it doesn't. All it tells you, all of this word alma tells you about the individual in question, is 2 things. 1, she's young. 2, she's a woman. It doesn't tell you whether or not she's married or unmarried. It doesn't tell you whether or not she's a virgin or not a virgin. So it doesn't say a virgin shall conceive. It says the young woman or the maiden. And then lastly, while your Bible will say will conceive or shall conceive, future tense, the text doesn't say that. It says that she is pregnant. Hara. Not tahare, she will become pregnant, but hara, she is pregnant. Which is why modern Bible translations actually get this a bit more right. If you read the New Revised Standard Version Updated Edition, for example, which is a more scholarly translation, it will render this as, therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Look, the young woman is with child and shall bear a son and shall name him Emmanuel. So whoever Isaiah is talking about here is not someone who will become pregnant, a virgin who will become pregnant 700 years in the future, but rather is referring to a young woman who is in his time pregnant.
Sure, but Isaiah is talking in the future tense once he says the Lord himself will give you a sign.
Yeah.
So I would like to believe that the couple of sentences that he follows with, if I have I like to read verses between context, so I have that too. But as Isaiah says, the Lord himself will give you a sign.
Yeah.
That sign
And
is
the sign that he gives
what we're
is,
referring to.
Yeah, the sign that God will give is this woman who is pregnant. The child will be the sign. Because she hasn't yet given birth to the child. She's pregnant with the child already, but she hasn't given birth to the child yet. And the sign that
But
he will
he's saying
give
that
is
in the future tense.
Yeah, the future tense part is after the child is born, not the woman being pregnant. Because it says that the woman is pregnant in the text. You can't ignore what the text says. It says that she is pregnant. The sign is that he, the child, shall eat curds and honey by the time he knows how to refuse the evil and choose the good. For before the child knows how to refuse evil and choose the good, the land before whose 2 kings you are in dread of will be deserted. So the reason why the sign is in the future is because the child hasn't been born yet, but the child has been conceived already. That's why it's in the future.
At 35, I'm curious. Do you actually know the historical context of what's happening in this verse?
Isaiah?
Yeah,
Yeah, do you know what's happening in Isaiah 7?
did you read Isaiah 7:1 through 13 before you read Isaiah 7:14?
No. I'm
The
gonna be
con-
honest, no.
well, the context is that there are two kings, Rezin and Pekah. Rezin is the king of Syria, and Pekah is the king of Ephraim, the northern kingdom of Israel. Because remember, during this time period, there was a split between the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. So the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. Well, these two kings, Rezin and Pekah, have formed an alliance, and they're going up against the king of Judah, King Ahaz. They attempt to besiege his kingdom at the beginning of the chapter, but they fail. And when Ahaz finds out, he's shaken and afraid, and his people are too. So God sends the prophet Isaiah to Ahaz to reassure his faith. And the reassuring of faith comes in the form of a prophecy, actually a few prophecies that are about the destruction of Rezin and Pekah. And one of those prophecies is that there's a young woman who is already pregnant, and she's going to give birth to a son. And by the time her son is old enough to know right from wrong, Rezin and Pekah will be defeated by the king of Assyria. This was a prophecy of a series of events that happened between 736 and 732 BCE called the Syro-Ephraimite War, where the conflict started with Rezin and Pekah wanting to create an anti-Assyrian coalition against the growing Neo-Assyrian army. But they wanted Ahaz to join, and when he said no, they attacked him to try to gain control of his kingdom. They attempted to depose him and install the son of Tabeel, identified in Isaiah 7, as a puppet king that they could control, but they failed. And the historical context is that after they failed, Ahaz went to the king of Assyria and he asked for help, and the king of Assyria came and eventually wiped them out. That's the historical context of what's happening.
Right. So you telling me the historical context, how does that change my argument?
Because it means this was a prophecy about that time period.
Yeah, it's about a woman who already existed in that time. Like a prophecy about something that's going to happen 700 years in the future doesn't provide any comfort to Ahaz, who is going through troubles right now with these two kings. If, however, there is a child who is already conceived in this woman's womb, and the child, will soon be born, and God says, "Listen, this child will know how to refuse evil and choose good," and before that, the land of the two kings you are in dread of will be taken off. And it's like, oh, okay, that's not long, because at most 9 months she'll be pregnant, and then only a couple of years after that before the child knows the difference between good and evil. That's a lot of comfort. And again, it takes in consideration like who this woman is supposed to be and who the child is supposed to be.
Right. But throughout the book of Isaiah, there's kind of more prophecies, I'd want to say. If you guys want to go, I'm sure you guys were expecting this one too, Isaiah 11.
I was about to say, the Isaiah 11.
Can you guys refute that too?
Well, I can, but here's the thing. Isaiah 11 is the only messianic prophecy in the book of Isaiah. The only one. As far as I'm concerned.
Right, so there is one.
Yeah, there is one. But, are you going to be able to test Isaiah chapter 11? So Isaiah chapter 11 says, "A shoot shall come forth from the stump of Jesse. A branch shall grow out of his roots.
I have the verse, yeah.
The Spirit of the Lord shall rest." It talks about the Spirit of God resting upon this individual. How are we going to be able to test whether or not Jesus actually did receive the Spirit of God, other than the New Testament just making the claim that he did?
Because he tells his disciples, he tells the apostles that if you see me, you also see the Father. And what does that mean?
That's a claim.
That means the Lord is in him.
Wait,
right.
That's a claim. How do we test that claim?
How do you test that claim? Through the miracles that occurred when Christ was born,
prove
through
that Jesus
what Christ did, through who.
Okay,
see, that's the problem. That's the problem.
The problem is I don't
have
the Bible?
concrete. I don't have concrete historical documents lying around for me to tell you. Look, this is complete proof that Jesus existed. I believe that the Bible in of itself is enough proof.
And here's the problem: this prophecy of
there are scholars who don't understand the Bible.
I grant that Christian scholars don't understand the Bible, but the problem here is that this isn't even a completed prophecy, because it describes that there will be world peace during this time when Isaiah 11 is being fulfilled, and that hasn't happened. So a half-assed prophecy is not a fulfilled prophecy. At what point in Jesus' time it says they will not hurt or destroy on all my holy mountain, for the earth will be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the water covers the sea. There are still people that don't know who God is. There are people that never even heard the gospel, and there isn't world peace. So there's no way that Isaiah 11 just simply isn't fulfilled.
So you're referring to Isaiah 11:9. They will neither harm nor destroy on all my holy mountain. The world we live in, we don't consider it holy.
I know. Well,
This world is not holy.
The holy mountain there refers to Zion, Jerusalem. That's what when the prophet Isaiah refers to the holy mountain, it's always a reference to Zion, to Jerusalem. It's saying that people will not be harmed in Jerusalem, but that's clearly not the case right now. It's never been fulfilled, even in Jesus'
That's not the
time.
case right now, and it won't be.
Yeah, well, then it won't ever be fulfilled.
No, that's wrong. It will be fulfilled.
Well,
After the second coming of Christ, it will be.
well, when it's
But again, that's
when
another
it's
topic.
when it's fulfilled, then the prophecy of Isaiah 11 will be fulfilled. Until then, this is not a fulfilled prophecy, and you have no way of demonstrating that Jesus is this individual.
It is a fulfilled prophecy because Christ was born and the Father is in Christ.
Well,
But
that's not
it is not fully fulfilled because there is no
can't-
world peace yet.
You can't prove that the Father is in Jesus. You can't. I don't even think that the Father exists, let alone that He's in Jesus. So you can't. You're not.
How do you
able-
want me to prove that the Father exists in Christ? Is Christ next to me?
Given evidence for God's existence would be a starter.
Given evidence for God's existence. Okay. There's so many ways I could do that. What's one way you want me to
Give,
tackle that?
give the best one.
The best one,
Yeah.
I think science.
Be more specific.
Why are you laughing? It's an actual point.
It's
If you look at science, I believe science is created by God,
that's a claim. What is the evidence?
right?
When I ask you for evidence of God,
You want
I don't.
evidence.
What I don't mean is just make more claims.
Okay.
So give your
If you
best
want
evidence for
evidence,
God's
we
existence.
can look into the science yourselves. We can look into
Sure.
the human body.
What-
we
what-
can look into organisms. We can look into
Yeah,
physics.
let's talk
if
about
that
let's-
makes you
let's-
believe
let's-
any
yeah,
more.
let's
Sure,
talk about
let's
the human
go.
body. Did God make the human body? Because it seems to be a bit
Yes.
haphazardly made. Why is it that the same tube that I breathe out of is the same tube that I drink out of, and if I do one wrong after the other, I will choke and die? That seems like bad design.
I'm sorry. You have teeth. There's a
I-
reason
wait,
why a lot
teeth-
of people don't
teeth-
choke frequently is because you have
do-
teeth.
Teeth doesn't play a part in drinking. So
Okay.
why is it that I can like drink water and then choke and die? Why can't I have two separate tubes, one for breathing and one for drinking?
Because that's just not possible.
It could. It's,
If you wanted
it's
to
not
drink
possible.
out of somewhere
I'm
and also
sorry.
breathe at the
I
same
thought
time,
all.
you
I
wouldn't be
thought.
able
I
to
thought.
retain
Wait.
this drink.
I thought with all things, with God, all things were possible.
They are, but
Okay, so could God have
that's
made
not
it?
how it is.
Could God have made it where I had two separate tubes, one for breathing and one for drinking, so that we could avoid all of the people, all of the thousands of people every year who die from choking because of this problem with the body?
Thousands of people do not die per year for
Yes,
choking.
yes, they do. They
Where's
absolutely
your
do.
evidence for that?
Let's see how many people a year die from drinking and choking.
From drinking, don't
A
put
lot.
drinking because it's gonna think you're talking about alcohol.
No, water. I don't think TikTok's that stupid.
Okay, well, don't let it misconsider.
All right, let's see. We got here CPR1.com, which is an official medical website. It says drowning is a major global health issue causing 300,000 deaths a year. It shows how urgent the need for water safety and quick first aid in choking cases.
Right, that's drowning.
Yeah, what
You
do you
just
think-
told me
wait,
that
when you-
thousands of
when you-
people per
when
year
you-
die from
when you
choking,
drink-
and
when
you bring up a
when
study on drowning.
When you drink water and you choke on the water and die, that's drowning. Water getting into your lungs is drown. You don't have to be completely submerged in water in order to drown. If you drink water and that water enters into your lungs and you die as a result, that's drowning.
So your entire point for this is you don't believe God exists or you don't believe God is good is because he didn't give us two different holes to breathe and drink out of?
I'm just saying that's a reason for me to think that this body is not intelligently designed.
How would
Let
we
me-
retain the
here-
drink? Let me ask you that. Since you're so smart about it, how would we retain the drink? How would we? Since you're so smart,
I don't.
Since you're
I don't.
so
I'm not,
all-knowing.
Wait.
No.
Wait. No, that's the thing.
Since
That's the
you
thing.
know so
That's the
much
thing.
to detest
That's
God's choices.
That's the thing. I'm not all-knowing. If I was all-knowing, I could create a human body with two different tubes, one for drinking, one for breathing. You already admitted that God could have done this, but he didn't. Because evidently God wants people to drown every year from choking on water.
No, that's not true. What makes you say that?
Because either way, if he didn't want that, he wouldn't make it possible.
So you just want us to magically conceive two holes, like
Wait,
the next human who's
wait,
born.
is-
no,
wait,
no,
wait,
no. That's
wait,
your
wait.
logic. That's
No,
your logic.
no.
The next
If with God all things are possible, yes or no? Yes or no? With God all things are possible.
Sorry, I didn't realize you muted me.
I had to
yes,
because you're crashing out. So could God?
for valid reasons.
Could God? Not valid reasons. Could God have made human beings with two different tubes, one for drinking, one for breathing? Could he have done that?
If I say yes, you're gonna refute back to your next point, which
Yes.
is gonna be
Yes.
that, oh, he's not
Well,
all good.
Wait. Is it true? Wait. Do you actually believe that God could have done that?
Do you have let me ask you this. Do you have a hole to breathe out of?
Wait. Don't pivot. Don't
No,
run away.
No, I'm
Don't
not
run-
pivoting.
don't-
It's the
don't-
same topic.
Chill out. Don't run away.
I'm not running from you.
Yes or no? Do you agree that God could have done this?
I'm not sure. I'm not one to comment on
Wait,
God's.
you don't. Wait. So you don't believe that with God all things are possible?
With God, all things are possible.
So could God have made human beings with a drinking hole and a breathing hole separate?
There's a choice he didn't. I mean,
No,
there's a reason
I
he didn't.
didn't ask if you think he had a reason. Could he have done it?
I'm not gonna say it without knowing if there was a reason or not.
So wait, you either believe that with God all things are possible, or you don't think it's possible.
I do think it's possible, but I'm not going to comment on why it didn't happen.
Wait, so
do you see what I'm saying?
I'm not asking you about the why. We're just asking right now whether or not
You
God.
are.
We're asking whether not why did he do it, but whether or not God could have done it. Not why he didn't do it, but could he have done it? There's a
He could have
difference.
done it, but
Okay,
I
he could
don't
have
know
done
the
it.
reason why he didn't.
If God would have done it, would we have avoided like people like drowning from drinking water?
I don't know.
Wait, of course you could.
If those people didn't drown,
Wait, of course you know. If the drinking and breathing hole are different holes, then the water's not going down the breathing hole. That's like simple. Like you don't need to be a fucking genius to figure that one out. I think you're just saying I don't know
I'm not
because
sure. You may need to.
I think you're just saying I don't know because you want to avoid the obvious problem.
I'm not avoiding the obvious. That's what I was getting to
You are.
ask you.
It's
do
quite
you have
here.
a hole to breathe out of? See,
yes,
listen,
the
you
same
know,
hole
do
that I
you?
drink. This the same hole that I drink out of, and if I do if I do it wrong, guess what? I'll die. Thanks God
So
for
don't do
making
it
my
wrong.
body subpar.
So
wow,
listen.
wow.
You're putting your
Why didn't I think of that? All the people who have died from drinking water wrong, I should have just told them, hey, don't do that, because they were obviously doing it on purpose, right, guys? It's not like it's happening on accident, and people do it on accident. Like, fuck off! Come on, dude. Be serious,
dude. That's not
Be
what
serious
I
for
said.
5 fucking
What I'm
seconds.
saying is that I'm being serious. You're blaming God or you're blaming Christ.
Yes, it's a bad design. It's a bad design. If God's responsible for the design,
It's
of
a
my body,
bad design. It's a
Yes.
bad design. Is the human body a bad design?
Yes.
You found one thing. What else? What else is a bad design?
Oh, here, watch.
What else is is DNA structure
I got
a bad
you.
design?
I got you.
No.
I got you.
No,
I got you.
don't
I got
put
you.
it.
I got you.
Let me ask.
Don't ask a question and don't let me answer it. Okay? You ask a question. What else is a bad design? Here, watch this. There we go. Now I can actually read the screen because my eyes are subpar and they gave out.
You were reading the screen perfectly fine without glasses.
Oh no, I wasn't. I was doing this. I can't read very far without my glasses because my eyes have, and at least in part, given out because they're not perfect. They're not. It's
Right. How about if the human body is such a bad design? Let's just cut your eyes out. Should we do that?
Wait, make the problem.
Why not? No eyes.
Where's the logic there? The problem that my eyes are bad, so let's make them worse. Where's the logic there? My solution to
Are you gonna
God's
keep muting?
My solution to God's design is bad is we'll just make it worse. What? What?
No, because you're
Humans
already
came up with the
refuting the
solution.
design.
I am.
What's the solution?
The solution is glasses and also LASIK eye surgery and among a bunch of other treatments that can help with
Right.
eyesight.
Where does that knowledge come from?
It comes from
science.
our brains. The
Our
things
brains,
we
not from
studied
God.
and come up with science.
Yeah. If
Right.
wait,
Where did our
why,
brains
why,
get that
why
knowledge
can't why
from?
can't
What gave us the opportunity?
from
Why do we have the opportunity to think
evolution?
that way?
Evolution, not God.
Evolution, right? That's your answer for it? Evolution?
Yeah, the reason we have brains the way we have them and eyes the way we have them is because of our evolutionary history, which is why the human body is like subpar and not perfect, and it's got these problems with it. It's because it's like haphazardly put together through evolution.
Right. I never said
but-
we were perfect beings. I
Yeah,
said we had good design. I never said we were perfect beings.
Why couldn't God make perfect?
Exactly why you have eye problems is because we're not perfect.
Why can't a perfect God make a perfect creation? Was he not capable?
I just don't want to be enslaved. That's the problem.
Enslaved? What the fuck is this? Wait, here, let me get.
Do you want to live? Let me ask you this. Do you want to live your life without struggles?
One second.
No, that's a deeper topic.
Let me get my button here. Wait a minute. So we're
All right,
not.
so you're just gonna keep bullshitting.
So we're not. Well, you're bullshitting. So I'm answering your bullshit with
I'm
bullshit.
bullshitting.
So we're not.
Right.
So we're
So
not.
let's get.
So we're not going to pivot. We're not going to pivot. We're going to stand on topic.
No, why aren't we perfect? Let's get into that. Why aren't we perfect?
Because of evolution. Because we're haphazardly put together.
Right. Because of evolution.
A perfect
Did
God.
you want to live without struggles?
A perfect. Yes, I want to live without struggles. A perfect God.
So you want to be a slave? Is that what you want?
Wait, why would I could live a perfect life without being owned as property by another person? What the fuck?
No, that's not.
That's
what
what
I'm
it means.
saying. Where
A
do
slave.
life-
A slave.
If you want to
is-
live a life
to be a
without
slave,
struggles,
to be a
this debate
slave.
is a
I don't think.
struggle.
I don't
I'm
think.
having fun.
I understand. You good for you. But anyways, being a slave means being owned as property by another person. Living a life without struggle would not make me the property of anybody. What the fuck?
No, what I'm saying is that if you were kind of a perfect being, if you were
Is God a slave?
completely immortal to every struggle in the no.
Then being perfect doesn't make you a slave. If God's perfect and not a slave, then you don't have to be a slave to be perfect.
That's not what. Okay, we can't hold God to our own worldly restrictions.
There it
God
is.
is incomprehensible past
I know
that.
what a cope. What a cope of getting away from thinking about the problem for too
What
long.
a cope! Is that
Yeah.
not what it is? Is that not what it is?
Your
How
God's
else do you want me
your-
to refute it,
I
genius?
mean, if we're talking about the God in the Bible, he's definitely not perfect. If you make mistakes, you're not. If you can change your mind, you're not perfect.
Which one of God's choices was a mistake?
According to God, making human
When
beings.
did he ever no bring me the verse?
Yeah,
when did he ever
Genesis
look back
6:6.
on his actions and say, I'm sorry, it was a mess? Okay.
Oh, Genesis.
What is it?
Genesis 6:6. It says here in Genesis chapter 6, verse 6, and I quote, here, I'll start from verse 5. The Lord saw the wickedness of humans was great in the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of their hearts was only evil continually. And the Lord was sorry that he had made humans on the earth, and it grieved him to his heart.
Right. That's because he saw the troubles of what humans were doing. But
So he-
regret
so- wait,
is not
who made humans?
no.
Who made humans?
You're here.
Who made
right.
humans?
Regret.
Who made humans?
God.
Okay, so and when it
God.
says, and God was sorry that he had made humans, what does it mean?
God was sorry.
So
God
God,
had a deep
so God
sorrow.
can, so God
for
can be
making
sorry.
humans.
So he can be sorry, like he realizes he shouldn't have done it. Oops, blunder.
No, he
Wait,
had a
wait,
he had a deep sorrow that humankind got to that point.
Here's a better question. Can a perfect being change his mind?
I believe if a perfect being makes a choice, then that choice is good.
Yeah, can a perfect being change its mind though?
I'm not sure.
Well, here's what.
Do you know?
What,
Do you know?
I do know.
Can it?
I do
Can
know.
it?
I do know.
Right.
Why do
right.
we?
You're all knowing, right? Yeah.
Well, no,
you're a perfect being.
You know,
Let's go.
again, if this is just you trying to you're trying to downgrade the argument or whatever. But you don't have to be a fucking all-knowing being to know that a perfect being can't change his mind because of what it means to change one's mind. When you change your mind, why do we change our minds? Come on, use your brain.
Because we made a wrong choice, or we think that we did.
Right, yeah. We thought one thing, and then we acquired new knowledge, and then we we change course. That's what it means to change one mind. So if a person knows everything, okay, can they change their mind?
No.
All right. Has God ever changed his mind?
It depends on how you're saying it. If God has changed his mind that oh, I made
Like,
humans and now
God-
I'm gonna wipe
God
them off
was-
the face of the
let's-
earth.
let me give you-
That's
let me give
different.
you- let me give you
If
more-
he
let me
had
give
a
you an
change of
example.
tone, no. If he had a
Let me give you a better example because I know you're trying.
see
you're,
when
you're
I start branching off,
you're trying. You're trying. I'm getting you off your script.
you're muting me because
So chill out. Or I'm going to give you a specific example of God change. I'll give you a specific example. You tell me.
let's stay.
No. He said, please don't do it. I'm going to do it anyways. You can bitch,
So,
you can bitch and whine. No matter what you do, I'm going
Who's pivoting?
I'm going to. No, this is not a pivot. We're still on the topic of can God change his mind. Stop using words you don't know the meaning of. Now I'm going.
No,
to,
let's
I don't care what you say. I'm going to give you this example.
let's stay on.
Now, let's say
You're
God said that he's going to do something, all right? And then someone comes along and begs him not to do it. Like, God tells you he's going to do this thing. I bet he's about to run away. So God says he's going to do this thing. And then someone goes, no, please don't do it. And then it says that the Lord changes his mind concerning the thing that he was going to do. Is that God changing his mind? When it says he changed his mind about the thing he was going to do. Is that him changing his mind?
When did he ever say that?
Oh no, just yes or no. You don't get the example until you commit.
I'm not gonna answer unless you can bring up.
Oh
a specific
no, because
thing.
no, I'm not gonna let you because that's how you get around weaseling your way out. So you're gonna commit.
I'm
to
not
an,
weaseling my way out.
You're gonna commit.
You're
You're gonna commit yourself to an answer, and then I will give you the answer. That way you cannot backtrack on your answer.
See,
So if you say you're gonna do one thing, and then someone argues against you and debates against you and begs you to not do it, and then you change your mind from doing that thing, is that you changing your mind? I'm not going to give you the example from the Bible until you commit to an answer. That way you cannot backtrack. I can see what you're doing. You're not going to be able to do it. And we're not moving.
You can't see what I'm doing.
And we're not moving forward into the conversation until you do so.
So I'm trying to answer your question and you still mute me. That's kind of funny.
So yeah,
all right?
can you change? Is that changing your mind?
Just say the question again.
Okay. You say you're going to do one thing. Okay. And if you're someone who doesn't lie, that means you're not like pretending. You're actually going. If you say you're going to do something, you're going to do something. You say you're going to do something, and then someone begs you not to do it, and then you relent and you change your mind and you decide you're not going to do that thing. Is that changing your mind?
I know where you're going with it.
I don't care.
Where you're going.
Stop. Like trying.
No,
to get ahead.
you do care.
Stop
You
trying.
do care.
Stop
That's
trying
the
to get.
problem.
Stop trying to get ahead of the argument and just answer honestly.
I'm not trying to get.
Honest people don't have to do this. Just answer the question. Is this changing your mind?
Honest people don't really try to manipulate someone else's word.
I'm not manipulating.
He's
I'm trying to get it. This is not manipulation. This is me trying to get an honest answer out of you. I'm sorry if you don't
Right.
like
If
it.
I give you an
Yeah, give me an honest answer. Stop. We're not moving forward until you give me an honest answer. Yes
and
or
my
no.
honest answer is I know where you're going with it.
No, the only,
I'm not saying yes or no.
Nope. Your only options are yes or no. Is it changing? Is
none
this
of the
changing?
above.
Okay, here I'll give you this opportunity. You will either answer yes or you will answer no, or we will all see that you're dishonest, and we'll just move on to the next guest.
How am I dishonest? Say that.
Yeah. Because the reason you don't want to engage with it and give it a yes or no is because that way, when the actual story is presented to you, then you can backtrack because you never actually said yes or no. It's a yeah, I take it as a concession on his part. Always dishonest. And I would consider that an honorary. Yeah. I was thinking about doing like a thing where I had like a board where all the options were almost like a bingo card, but for Phil Bros specifically. So things like that's a blunder, or I take it to be, phrases like this. Like when they say these phrases, you can we can mark it off, and if we get the whole board off, then we win.
That'd be fun.
All right, we're gonna rank up Cat Mag 66. Cat Mag, I'm gonna ask you 3 preliminary questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1: are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Question number 2: what pronouns do you go by?
She, I guess.
And question number 3: are you a Christian?
So I believe in God and Jesus. I don't really fully like categorizing it like that, but in that sense, I guess you could consider it that.
Yeah, on this channel, all that required to be a Christian is that you believe that Jesus is the Christ / Messiah and the Son of God.
Okay, then yeah.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. This is Johnny B. Why should we be Christians?
So I don't necessarily think that you should be Christian, but I did want to make some comments on like the arguments against it, I guess. I think believing in God and Jesus, what do you mean by should be Christian? I don't think everybody has to be Christian, but I don't think that it means that God doesn't exist, I guess, or that Jesus doesn't exist.
Is there any justified reason to think that these claims are true? Because if it's true, I want to believe it because I want to believe as many true things as possible, and I believe as few false things as possible. And if my goal is to believe as many true things as possible, I want to know, should I be a Christian? In other words, is Christianity true?
Okay, so I do think Christianity is true. I don't have like a base point for that. I'm not a great debater, but if you want to like give me something to kind of argue against or to give an example against, I can try to do that.
I mean,
if it's not right for this channel, that's okay. You can kick me off of it.
Can Christianity be true if Jesus isn't the Christ?
No, I definitely believe that like Jesus is Christ.
The way we know that someone is the Christ is whether or not they fulfilled prophecies about the Christ from the Old Testament. I don't think Jesus did. Or at least I've never been presented with one that turns out he actually did fulfill.
I mean, I think that he fulfilled it by coming back and by showing us the ways to live in the world. Well, when Jesus came back, like I like to focus more on the New Testament.
Do you mean when he came the first time?
So I kind of think that he was our hope for the New Testament.
Do you think the second coming has already occurred?
Well, I'm saying the first time that he came back.
Oh, that would
like when he rose from the tomb. I'm sorry if I said that wrong.
Oh, I don't think Jesus actually resurrected from the dead. Why should I think he actually resurrected from the dead?
I mean, I don't know why you should think that, but like, I do think that it's true.
Is there any evidence for it? Or do you just believe it because you were told to?
No, not because I was told to. I mean, I grew up going to churches where I didn't believe in everything they preached. I have personal experiences, I guess I could say, where I believe in Jesus and I believe in his teachings.
Well, I can only believe things based on evidence. So do we have any evidence that Jesus resurrected from the dead? Or is it just like claims?
Haven't they found some historical evidence like about like the tomb and the stone and everything like that, from my understanding?
We don't even know where Jesus was buried. There are, at least in Israel, 3 tombs that claim to be the tomb of Jesus. There's one in Pakistan and there's one in Japan, making a total of 5 that I'm aware of. We don't even know where Jesus was buried. So you mean
like fully like physical evidence? I can't technically give you physical evidence, but I do think it's like
anything that's
kind of above that.
Anything that
I think it's like
no, nothing's above it. Nothing's above that.
Well, above physical evidence is the way I see it, because I think us as humans are only capable of understanding a certain amount of like physical aspects of the world.
Oh, fine. Do you have
and I do believe that there's like higher aspects of consciousness that can see things in a different way.
That's a lot.
Than we are capable of understanding.
That's a lot of claims. That's a lot of claims. But here's the thing. You have philosophical. I don't need physical evidence. You have philosophical evidence. All I'm going to say is I will not accept personal testimony or faith, because those are
That's fair.
I cannot verify your personal claims, and faith. Well, Muslims have faith, and you don't think Muslims are true. So I need something I can independently verify.
No, that's fair. I mean, I'm probably the wrong person for this chat in that sense. But I guess like I just see it as something that's like worth believing in or worth like researching and also questioning.
I've done
in that sense. So no, I don't have like actual evidence I can give you on it.
As an ex-Christian, I'll say that I do not think it's worth believing in, but I have done the research, and it's the reason why it's the reason I don't believe in it is because I know the Bible so well, and I'm familiar with the data.
So I will say one thing about the Bible that I do think is anything that human beings touch, they have the ability to change or corrupt in some sense. So I do think the words of the Bible given are somewhat up to being corrupted, being changed, being slightly misunderstood, misinterpreted by us as human beings.
Corrupted would imply that they were actually in some sort of perfect state beforehand, and we don't have any evidence of that.
So that's where, like, I think that isn't there some evidence of the tablets, like Moses found in it?
We've never found. We don't even have evidence that Moses existed, let alone that the tablets. We don't have evidence.
Dalton, I'll be right back.
Okay, Jeff. We don't have evidence that Moses existed, let alone that the tablet. We've never found the tablets.
Hey Dalton, someone said there was a child in your comments. Someone like 12 years old. What do you want to do about that? Do you want
If-
to leave him here?
if-
Well, that's off topic. That's not.
1 second, mods. If you
I
do,
don't-
if you do see a 12-year-old in the comment section, mute them.
All right, we'll do that then. I just wanted to ask
Well-
you before I did something.
Anyways, yeah, we don't have evidence that Moses even existed, let alone evidence for the 10 Commandments on tablets.
Okay, well, I mean, in that case, like, I probably should have done my research a little bit better. But I do enjoy conversations like this. I think that it's important to be able to question it and everything, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I guess like I'll probably hop off because I definitely am not like the right person to debate. But when I hear people debating in the wrong way, I guess it's just like a little bit upsetting because I do think there are better answers. However, I think the conversation's worth having, and
Maybe
I guess
one,
I can exit on that
maybe one day we'll hear those good answers, but up until this
Yeah,
point,
maybe I'll come back on with like a little more research done, a little more like speaking points going on. But I appreciate your time.
all right. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Don't forget, friendlies, that we will not be taking friendlies up for friendly questions until the end of the show. We are now doing a dedicated office hours segment of the show. So at the end of the show, which, you know, I started at 4, so the show goes on for 3 hours. At 7 o'clock, we will be opening up the panel for office hours for friendlies. So, if you're a friendly, you want to ask a question, just remember that that will be the time for friendlies to come up. Lucas is returning. Lucas, please tell me you have actual reason for me to be a Christian.
Yeah, because Christ is against fat people, so you should kind of become a Christian so you can, fat shame others and help them be healthy.
If I was an atheist and then what?
Then that's fine. But since I think you need Christ so you can burn some calories.
Lucas, why are you so lame? Why are you such a loser? Every time you come up here, all you do
Because
is
you don't
all
argue
you do is bullshit. All you do is bullshit. I actually bring good arguments. I am a good faith debater. You're just stupid as fuck. You should be a Christian so you won't be fat. Fun fact, you dumb fuck. I was fat when I was a Christian. In fact, I was more fat when I was a Christian. I've lost weight since I've been an atheist. So, Lucas, you've lost the opportunity to ever come up on here again. Thank you for wasting our time. You dumb fuck.
What a terrible Christian.
Yeah. Every time he comes up, he's always talking about sausages and bullshit, and now he wants to come up here and
what?
Yeah, I don't know.
The breakfast time?
He's a loser. Anyways, that's crazy work. Imagine having no good arguments for your religion that you just have to start body shaming people. There he is, Lucas, right there. I just had to find your name in the comment section so that I could do this. Blocked.
Bye, Lucas. Don't come back.
All right, he's wasted my time enough times for me to do that. All right, we have here a super chat from @BabsBarrett07 with the £2. Hello, Governor. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was oops. That does seem to be the case, as God makes so many mistakes that the Word was in fact oops. God is a big oops. As someone has as Matt Dillahunty once said, that the Old Testament is just a comedy of all the errors of God. He just keeps fucking up over and over again in the Old Testament, and then blames everyone else. Typical gaslighting man. All right, we're gonna do a quick restart on TikTok. Yeah, if someone's spamming, that's enough. Here. If you're a mod right now, here's a message to my mods. If you're a mod, here are the reasons why you can mute somebody. Okay. You can mute somebody if they keep typing the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, just spamming. Spamming deserves a mute. If someone keeps writing in all capital letters after being warned not to do it, mute them. If someone uses a slur, mute them. Those are the three things that someone can do that deserves a mute. And I'm the only person around here who will, besides me and Ashlyn are the only people around here who will be doing the blocking of people. All right, so we're going to do a quick restart, and then we'll see you all again in just a hot second. All right. Hey, Lucas, ever go to Walmart? It's funny. Oh man, Walmart is filled with fat Christians, so I don't know what Lucas was on about.
Hey, welcome back.
Ah, howdy, partner. I've been playing the fuck out of Baldur's Gate recently. I'm kind of just waiting right now for Blood of Dawnwalker to come out, which it will be coming out in 23 days now.
Oh, nice.
And have you heard of this game, Blood of Dawnwalker?
I have not, I don't think. What's it about?
You play as a guy named Cohen, who lives in like a medieval Europe setting, like Eastern European setting. Vampires have kidnapped your family. They have taken over a town, and now like the town is just basically like under their jurisdiction. Yeehaw! Thank you for the cowboy hat. And also have turned you into a half vampire. So during the day, your character is a human, and at night your character is a vampire, and you have 30 days to save your family.
I remember a game like this. I don't know if it's the same game, but I've heard of a game like this.
Where you play as a vampire?
Yeah.
Was it Vampire with a Y? You play as a doctor.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, you play as the doctor who becomes a vampire. All right. Mika is coming up. Mika, Mika, are you a friendly?
Yes. Hi.
Are you here to ask like a question or something like that?
No, I just wanted to see if I could hang out for a bit.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm trying to keep the panel low on friendlies because it makes it where Christians are less likely to come up. But hey, Mika, I hope you're doing okay, and tell Finn I said hi.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Someone said I couldn't finish Vampire. I barely got into it. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. The game Vampire. I prefer more open world games. I don't like I don't like being like all that. I love open world games. So yeah. But I'm obsessed with Baldur's Gate 3. I play the fuck out of it.
I'm waiting on two things right now. Right now, I'm waiting on the DLC for Resident Evil Requiem. That's going to be good when it comes out. And I'm also waiting for the Code Veronica remake, the Resident Evil Code Veronica remake, coming out in a few next year, I think.
The games that I'm waiting for right now that I'm the most excited to play off the top of my head are Blood of Dawnwalker, Wolverine from Insomniac, Grand Theft Auto 6, and the number one game I'm most excited for to play is Fable, the new Fable remake.
I think I've heard that name. I don't really remember much about the game, but I've heard of the name.
It's so like the original Fable games were so good. Oh yeah, also yeah, Blase, Witcher 4. I cannot wait to play the Witcher 4. That one display they did of it looked really good. But Fable is a great game. It's open world fantasy. You can use melee combat or magic, and you have a lot of like freedom to affect the world around you. There's like a moral system where you can be a good person or a bad person. Although this moral system is a bit more complicated than that. You can, if you want to, you can get married to multiple people. You can buy every bit of real estate in the game if you save up enough money and make money from it. Your actions have an effect on the world around you. So for example, I don't know a lot about the game so far, but like there's a giant in the game, and you can either choose to spare the giant or kill the giant. If you kill the giant, his corpse will fall from the sky because he's up on a beanstalk. His corpse will fall down to the sky. It will rot as the game progresses, and it will actually lower the property value of the property around it.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely would. I've been learning some Hebrew. I learned the opening to Genesis 1. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz.
Do you know what the purpose of et is yet?
I do not. I'm still a little new to it.
So et, spelled Aleph Tav, for anyone who doesn't know, it's like 2 letters. It doesn't get translated in English, But what it does is it serves as an object marker. It means that this action is being directed towards this object. That's all. That's the purpose it functions as. At River Tracker Runner with the $1.99. What about the game Life of Jesus or something? I know there's a game where you can play as Jesus. Eventually, I'll probably get around to playing it, and then like I'll play it live. Well, fuck it, we'll do it live. It'll be live on YouTube, and then I'll also stream it over here to TikTok for you guys to watch. I won't be taking guests that day. I'll just be playing through the game where you play as Jesus, and then that'll go on my YouTube. Yeah, that's on the to-do list for sure, 100%. There's also another game called Become, where you play as a sperm, and you travel to the egg, and the graphics like really good. Like it's not it's a sperm simulator game. It's so funny, and the name is Become, which is so funny. At Rock Hard for Doug with the $10, Blood of Dawnwalker and Witcher 4 money. I'm also counting down the days. Yeah, I'm so counting down the days. In fact, on my phone, I have this app. It's called Days 2, DAYSTO. And the purpose of the app is it creates a widget on your phone where you can so for example, you see I have the logo Blood of Dawnwalker. It says 23 days 2. It basically it's constantly keeps a reminder for me of how many days left until something happens. I've used it to keep track of like the recent DLC for Starfield. And now it's going to be used for Dawnwalker. And after that, it's going to be a time, depending on which one comes out first, Wolverine or Grand Theft Auto 6. It'll be the timer for one of those. I just use it to keep track of when games are coming out.
Pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, because I'm impatient as fuck. Doom on Nightmare difficulty is getting me. I tried playing Doom, guys. I tried. I just don't like games where I'm stuck in first person. I like third person mode. And also I don't think games that aren't open world, and Doom isn't open world, so it's a hard time selling it for me. Honestly, I tried playing it. It was just a hack and slash game, and which is fine and all. Hack and slash games are fine. It just wasn't for me. One game I would love to see them make a remake for. I don't think it will ever happen, but it would be fucking awesome if it did happen. A remake of Dante's Inferno. And we would play that if it ever came out. Oh yes, I'm also looking forward to God of War Laufey. Yes, I've played all the God of War games except for Sons of Sparta. I haven't played that one yet. But I played all the God of War games, and I cannot wait for God of War Laufey to come out because it looks fucking fantastic. And I'm hoping we run into some old Greek gods. On Dante's Inferno was so fun. For anyone who doesn't know, Dante's Inferno, whereas you played as Dante, although it's not like the historical Dante. This Dante is a crusader. He gets back from the Crusades, and he finds out that his wife has been murdered. His fiance has been murdered. They're supposed to get married when he got back, and she gets dragged down into hell by Satan, and Dante travels through the 9 circles of hell to save Beatrice, his beloved. And you get to see all the different levels of hell. With each one's got a unique aesthetic, unique bosses. It's like God of War but Christianity.
That's pretty cool. Actually, it's pretty badass.
Canadian Gamer says I'm excited for Laufey because I've been dying to know more about her. Me too. Faye was a mystery character for most of God of War and God of War Ragnarok. So getting to know more about her. And also, apparently, this is supposed to be happening at the same time as those two games, and will actually lead into the next God of War game with Kratos. So, too Catholic for these evangelicals. Listen, I was Protestant when I played. Dante's Inferno. I thought it was cool. And Satan's got a huge dick in the game. There's a huge old ding-a-ling. They did not. They gave him a goat body from the waist down in that game. and they gave him all the favors. Yes, the fact that you get to go to the afterlife of the gods and in God of War Lao Fei is pretty cool too. I just love mythology, which is one of the reasons I'm so interested in, which is why I talk about the Bible so much, is that I'm so interested in mythology. And these games are all mythologically based, most of them. I just love magic and fantasy and mythology. So yeah, very excited for all that. And we're also getting our first Egyptian deity, enemy and Mongolian god. That is true. The two main bad guys that we see in God of War Lao Fei are two gods of wars. One god of war from Egyptian mythology and the god of war from Mongolian mythology. So that's also very interesting. We're seeing a bunch of different mythologies in this next game. Have you ever experienced something supernatural? Well, I would say no. As a naturalist, I don't believe that the supernatural exists. Things in my past that I thought were supernatural, turns out, hindsight 20 being 2020, these were just naturalistic phenomenon that I didn't have an answer for and that I just thought were supernatural. Like, for example, I remember one time in my house when I was younger, I remember walking to my room and then my mother's door, I was by myself in the house, my mother's door slammed shut. And I thought that was a spirit. Turns out that when you have an air current in the house, and I can do this all the time, if the air conditioner is on and I leave my mother's door open and I close my door, it causes one door opens, the other one closes. It's just how it happens. So, every time we thought that there was a supernatural explanation for something, 10 times out of 10, it was always natural. We've never once had a non-answer for something, found the answer, and it turned out to be supernatural.
I think it's just that when you're not expecting something to happen, your mind the brain is a really weird thing because the way it takes in information, sometimes being afraid can distort your perception of something to where you think that something else is going on, but then later you find out there was actually just a rational explanation for it that you didn't think of immediately because you were scared or because you were confused or something like that,
Rainbow Ghost says, I thought I heard the voice of God. Turns out I have a disorder. Yeah, yep, that'll do it too. I miss you too, Arwen. I'll message you. We gotta catch up. Someone said, who wouldn't think the Bible is mythology? Well, Christian mythologists, the believers, they think it's real.
I remember when I was younger, I used to think the spirit boxes were really real. I used to think the spirit boxes were real. The little radio things that cycle through all the radio stations and you can hear things. Then I realized that when it's cycling through all the stations and you're expecting a response, you're going to hear a bunch of words in there that you then suddenly connect to what you said because it's literally cycling through a bunch of radio stations at once. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not very special because it's just the radio.
The not operator, welcome to the Duncan's Disciples. Thank you for joining. Chase teaches physics says evolution developed us to anthropomorphize the unexpected in case they are threats. It is survival. Yep, the hyper agency detection awareness is the main contributor to our belief in spirits. Healing Through Christ says, but how can you explain to me that it's not true when I have more than 230 experiences? Here's the thing, Healing Through Christ. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I believe you have experiences. I do not believe those experiences are supernatural. I don't think you'd be able to... And plus, since they're personal experiences, I know for a fact you're not going to be able to provide me any actual evidence that your personal experiences are truly supernatural. I don't expect you to believe it. Then don't believe it up. Don't bring it up if you don't expect me to believe you. It's a waste of time.
Chase teaches physics says, because I have 231 unexperiences, checkmate.
Yeah, there you go. Instantly debunks you. That's true, because every day I don't experience God is a day that I add to the tally, so I have more unexperiences than I do experiences. Man, that's crazy. Everyone make sure you tap on that screen, share the live with those you love. Didn't walk for 2 years. Good for you. I'm glad that you managed to start walking. It doesn't mean that God exists, though. There are literally an infinite number of possible naturalistic explanations that you definitely haven't ruled out. Are you a non-believer, G? I am a non-believer. I'm the Bible guy, but I'm called the Bible guy because I know the Bible better than most Christians do on this app. But if you're a Christian and you think you might have a good reason why I should be a Christian, come on up. Let's have a conversation. I promise I won't bite. Did you hear my, oh, we have someone here. Banana, Jatt. Banana, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1.
Oh no, this is my first time here. I'm afraid, but I'll do it.
Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, of course.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He.
And are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right.
The fear was warranted then.
I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. This is Johnny. Why should we be Christians?
So I think that there's like a mild ethics standard which comes to play, which is a good part of it. But actually, I've found myself in and out of churches quite a bit, and I found myself back into being a follower of Christ without being in a church lately. So I think that everybody should take Jesus a little bit more seriously due to the fact that he does face a lot of slander in the media, and knowing who the media is controlled by and the fact that that's their main opposition.
Whoa.
Everybody should
All right. Is this about to get into... I'm about to warn you. If this gets into anti-Semitism, I will drop you.
I think it already has.
Are you about... who's controlling the media?
The Epstein files and stuff?
I don't care about who Jeffrey Epstein was. Who controls the media? Is there a group... Is there an ethnic group that you believe controls the media?
Well, I believe it's more than just an ethnic group.
Is it an ethnic group that belongs to a particular religion? Don't be a coward. Just say it.
Is it an ethno religion?
Yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah, you can.
What a sick bastard.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck your anti-Semitism. That's one of the biggest detriments that Christianity has brought. It's one of the biggest problems that Christianity has brought us, is that Christianity has brought us an unprecedented amount of anti-Semitism. Hey, fun fact, you jerk off, there are plenty of Gentiles who run Hollywood. Non-Jews. Christianity has created more anti-Semites than any other philosophy or religion in the world, because the authors of the New Testament were anti-Semitic POSs. Especially the author of John. Anti-Semitic as fuck. What is anti-Semitism? It's being anti-Semitic towards... it's being hateful towards a particular group because they are Jewish. Or of any Semitic origin, like Muslim. Then proceeds with an anti-Semitic... Yeah, it's an ethnic thing and then proceeds with anti-Semitism. It's crazy. More than Islam? Yes, more than Islam. Christianity has provided more anti-Semitism than Islam has. Muslims are more friendly towards Jewish people than Christians have been. Because Muslims see Jews as actually not idolatrous. Muslims see Christians as being idolatrous. So it's like racism, but about religion. Well, being Jewish isn't about just a religion. It's an ethno-religion. So it's not just a religion. It's also an ethnicity. Saying one group runs the media as anti-Semitism? Yes, because it's false and it's based on a bunch of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. It always goes back to some horrible beliefs about Jewish people that are unprecedented. You can be atheist and Jewish. Exactly. You can be atheist and Jewish. My friend John Cohen is ethnically Jewish, but an atheist, doesn't believe in God. It's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking... Or like our friend...
Cyber deconstruction.
Yeah, cyber deconstruction. Jewish ethnically, religiously atheist. Or non-religiously atheist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very ironic because Jesus was Jewish. He taught and practiced Judaism.
Yeah. If I had to choose... for the anti-Semitic Christians out there, I'm about to blow your fucking minds. If I had to choose between Judaism and Christianity, I choose Judaism as being more likely to be true than Christianity. Because at least with Judaism, I don't have to sit there and pretend like someone fulfilled messianic prophecy when they didn't. And I don't have to believe in the Trinity, which is absurd. At least they believe in only one God that doesn't like have as many logical contradictions. And also, there's just less bullshit to believe in. It's statistically more likely to be true than Christianity. That's my.
And they'll criticize their God. They can question their God. They can say that they disagree with things that he's done. They're not these like people who are like, oh, can't question God, can't question things that he's done. Whatever he says must be good. No, they'll sit there. I speak to Jewish people all the time. I sit here speaking to Jewish people all the time. They're more than willing to say, yeah, I disagree with some of the things that he's done. They don't think that's good. They just think that that's something he chose to do, and they don't think it was good. They can question. Christians can't for some reason.
Would you be an Essene, Samaritan, Pharisee, or Sadducee? Well, none of those groups exist anymore, so I couldn't participate in any of those sects. The Essenes don't exist anymore. They existed in the Qumran area. They don't exist anymore. The Samaritans do exist still, so scratch that. But the Sadducees, they died off with the temple because they were a temple-bound system. The Pharisees would go on to become what we now call Orthodox Judaism. So if you want to consider Orthodox Judaism to be Pharisaism, but they're not really the same because they have new beliefs and it's evolved. It's like saying, one's like Homo erectus and one's like Homo sapien. It's Orthodox Judaism is the evolved version, if you will, of Pharisaism. And the Samaritans, they do exist today. There's only a few hundred of them, but you can't convert into become a Samaritan. They don't have a conversion system like Judaism does. You have to be born ethnically a member of the Samaritan community, which is probably one of the reasons why their community is so small. There's only like a few hundred of them left in the world, and they all exist in what used to be the region of Samaria near Mount Gerizim. Yeah, there you go. You all learned something about Judaism today. The Samaritans, while the Bible sometimes presents the Samaritans as a completely separate and distinct group of people, in reality, the Samaritans were also descendants of the Israelites. We have a new guest here, the greatest debater. I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And question number 3, are you a Christian?
Definitely.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. This is Johnny. Why should we be Christians? And when we see why should we mean, is there any good justification to believe that it is true?
I mean, I feel like it's all about faith and what you want to believe in.
Well, faith is useless if you're the kind of person who actually wants to believe as many true things as possible and to disbelieve as many false things as possible.
Wait, so are you an atheist?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I can't even debate you, brother.
Okay.
There he goes, the greatest debater, everybody.
I'm disappointed. Very. I want my money back. That was not a debater.
Yeah, what a joke. Here, let me think. Oh wait, not that one. Where do I have an applause button? If I don't, that's an injustice. And not applause. I mean I need a laugh track is what I need on here. Oh well. Yay, funny. Skedaddle button. Yeah, we'll give him a skedaddle. Yeah. Did he think you were already a Christian? If so, if he thought I was a Christian, why did he kind of come up and debate? Yeah, they were probably just a troll.
And how could you think that? The thing above Dalton's head says, "Why should I be a Christian?"
Yeah, reading. Listen, Christians and reading, it doesn't go well together.
Yeah, that is.
It's either God or grammar, everybody. Never both. You think God would want them to share his truth? Yeah, well, he was a mediocre chatter. Christians love to hate each other. That is true. Christians love to hate each other. I always said, if you really want to find the best counter apologetics against Christianity, Judaism, or Muslims, ask Christians, Muslims, and Jews. Muslims will give you great defeaters for Judaism and Christianity. Christians will give you great defeaters for Judaism and Islam. And Jewish people will give you great defeaters for Islam and Christianity. Such handsome boys. Aw, Lady of Heaven, thank you so much. Oh gosh. I've become goofy. Your views oppose mine. Nah, I can't debate you. Basically, that's what that was. What's going on today? What's with Christians? Come on up. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. I don't believe in Christianity. Maybe there's a Christian out there who has a good reason for me to be a Christian. I'm not convinced right now. I guess I'll go ahead and Johnny, I'll share with you. Were you here at the beginning of the show?
Yeah, I was.
Did you get to hear the stats I gave on Messianic prophecy?
Actually, I'm not sure if I did.
Oh, okay. So, I'm currently working on the book right now for Messianic prophecies.
Right.
This is going to make you laugh. So, you know how they make the claim that there are 365 prophecies fulfilled by Jesus?
Yeah.
I looked at the list, and apparently a lot of those prophecies are duplicates. So, for example, if you look at prophecies 169 through 176, they're all from Isaiah 9:6. Like, they're taking Isaiah 9:6 and finding multiple subdivisions in there and then counting each one as a single prophecy. So which artificially inflates it. And if you actually take all those duplicates and deduplicate them, collapse them into a single prophecy, you drop from 365 to 271. That's 25% of the prophecies gone. Yeah.
A lot.
And then, of course, when you find out which ones are actually... And here's another thing, guys, I was looking into. When you look at all these prophecies, most of them aren't prophecies. Like, they're not only are they not prophecies about the Messiah, they're not prophecies in general. Most of them are... What the author does is they conflate typology that they think is fulfilled in Jesus with prophecy. So just simply narratives in the story where they see a thematic similarity to Jesus, they consider that a prophecy. When you take those out, and then you take out the things which are just poetry, like the Psalms, because remember, folks, the Psalms are not prophecies. You take out the Psalms, you take out the narrative bits, and then you take out the parts where it just describes what God is. Like it says, the Lord is my rod, my rock, and my redeemer. That's not a prophecy. That's not talking about what the Messiah will be. Or actually, this is a funny one you'll like. They said that Psalm 23 verse 1 was a prophecy. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That's not a prophecy. It's not even about the Messiah. It talks about what God is. It says the Lord is my shepherd, not the Messiah will be our shepherd. So when you take out all of these instances of talking about what God is, or what the narrative about narratives or about poetry, it takes you down from 365 prophecies somewhere to around just like a little bit over 100 prophecies at best. And then when you take those prophecies and you tell you which ones are actually about the Messiah and not just prophecies in general, you only get to like less than a dozen prophecies. And fun fact about those prophecies, Jesus doesn't fulfill them. So that's basically going to give you guys like a sort of like summary of what the book is going to be about. I will be going into not only debunking the prophecies, but also giving you like helping you, the audience, understand how Christians get to this crazy number of 365. Understanding the concept of typology, understanding how Christians misuse the Psalms and what the Psalms are actually about, etc., etc. I am questioning whether or not I will have a whole segment dedicated to Jesus not being Yahweh. That feels like a completely separate topic, though.
That'd be fun. That'd be cool.
Yeah, there. I would love to do a text on debunking the claim that Jesus is ontologically identical with Yahweh. Is Justin doing a prophecy book? He is. I don't know if he's doing it in the same way I'm doing it. And you know what? If anything, you can consider it a two-parter. Justin's book and my book. Read them together, and you will be unstoppable on the topic of biblical prophecy. That is the idea. But there's like the claim that Jesus was Yahweh, and I would love to be able to go through the Old and New Testament, all the verses that Christians use to claim that Jesus that supports the Trinity, and debunk them, because I don't think the Bible at all teaches the Trinity at all. The Trinity is a post-biblical philosophical innovation. So maybe that's a second book idea. Maybe. I don't listen, guys. If we don't get any Christians up here, I don't know what we're gonna be able to do. I might just do another restart, and maybe we'll get some Christians in. And if we don't, we might just open up the floor to office hours and take on friendlies. So if you're on YouTube, make sure you're sending in your super chats. Remember that we cannot do this show without you, without your support. And here we're gonna do another restart. So here we go. I don't know. Christian's not very active to these days. Oh yeah, and I got good news I'll share with everyone once we get the people from TikTok back here. But until then, hi YouTube people. Good to see you. It's just us right now. Just the two of us. We can make it if we tried. All right.
Hello, welcome back.
Also, some good news. It looks like Ross Soul has left the app. Has left
Who's this guy?
Ross Soul, just the worst apologist ever.
Yeah.
Apparently, Ross Soul has left. He said he kept saying that he was going to leave, and then apparently he did.
No, he lied.
He lied.
He has a different name.
Of course, he fucking.
It's
lied.
called. It's non-resistant non-believer now.
Yeah, I heard he was quitting, but I'd never encountered this person, so I was like, oh, I don't know who that is. But
Non-resistant non-believer. So now he's flip-flopped back to the non-resistant to the non-believer side.
Yep.
Give it a month, guys. He'll be a Christian again.
yeah, of course.
That's all. Just wanted to let y'all know.
Isn't this the guy that keeps flip flopping? I heard some guy was flip flopping.
Yeah, he's a flip-flopper for sure.
Wow. He's just a grifter then.
There's more flip-flopping in Ross Soul's life than there are at the beach. What a wild ride. Who are we talking about? Ross Soul. Or non-resistant non-believer now. Cornball name. Yeah. He only pays attention to us in YouTube when he wants something or all his other friends are busy. Really? Reverend Zap Rouster? Because I just read your comment. I'm looking at you guys while I literally, if y'all could see my screen right now, I got it set up now to where I got the TikTok chat right here and the YouTube chat over here. So I guess you've been called out. Gee whiz. It's really hard to hear Johnny. He's really low.
What?
What? I heard him just fine just now. What? No flip-flops with tube socks. Ooh, gross. Yeah, you want to see something really gross, guys? I'm wearing shoes and no socks right now.
Man, you're a heathen.
Yeah.
Damn, Dalton.
Noah D. Campbell, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1.
Okay.
Are you at least 18?
Yeah.
I'm 21, bruh. 21.
Yeah, that was weird. Don't do that.
His balls just finally dropped. Oh my god.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. This is Johnny. Why should we be Christian?
Why should you?
As in, and when I say that, what I mean is, I am a person who wants to believe as many true things as possible. If so, is Christianity true, and why should I think it's true?
Well, I like to go at the biggest question is, in this world, what do you believe happens after death? And then I'll go from there.
All the evidence would point to nothing.
Nothing. So do you believe, like, that anything we do is, like, significant? Would you say everything we do is pointless?
Yeah. We give ourselves purpose, and it has significance in our lives and to other people who are alive. Something can have purpose and significance and not exist forever. Like,
no, that's fair, definitely.
Like your car has purpose, right?
Yeah.
Is your car going to last forever?
If it's a Honda 2013.
No, it won't. No, definitely not. But anyway, eventually your car is going to break down. But it has purpose in the moment that you use it. And while I'm alive, I have purpose in my life that I give myself. And
wait a minute.
Oh my gosh, bro! This fucking Pokey dude follows me everywhere. This guy does not have a job.
Pokey is always in my lives. They're one of my
Yeah, I know,
audience.
they're in everybody's life.
They're one of my audience members now. Ignore that and have the conversation.
Oh my goodness, they need a fucking job. But yeah, no, I'm hearing what you're saying.
They have a job. Jesus Christ.
I highly doubt
Don't
that.
stop projecting and have the conversation. And also
Okay,
speak
you
up.
can't talk to Dalton when you're talking to the guest.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, when you're talking to the chat, you can't talk to Dalton when you're talking to the chat.
Yeah, so
I can't hear the Johnny B guy. It sounds kind of muffled.
you're also muffled. You have to speak up.
Might be my headset.
Yeah, people were saying that he's like really quiet, and I'm like, that's not the lie. That's literally just the guest. The guest is just not.
That's probably me. Could you hear me better?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay.
Someone said, "Don't say
That
Jesus
was
Christ." That's not nice. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, yeah. So I have purpose in my life. I still don't have any reason to be a Christian. So what's up?
And I like other question I want to get. Well, I kind of want to get your stance on this because I'm sure like every other argument you got way better than I have. But other question then, when you look at the world, right, and see all like the evil stuff that's going on, and like how the world's like kind of unfair. Let's say you spawn in, right? You're born, and you're gone like in the first week. Would you say that's it? Like there was no point, like you just died just like that?
A man who was here for a week?
No. I said like if you're born, right? And I was asking about the evil. Like, what is your view on?
Yeah, it was pretty pointless, wasn't it?
Yeah. Just like that?
That doesn't tell me anything about what. But you're just telling me that like life sucks. Like David's, like David's baby. Like life sucks. Sure.
I'm not giving you an argument. I'm not giving you an argument. I just want to know like what's your viewpoints.
But my viewpoint. I'm a naturalist. That's my viewpoint. So why should I be a Christian?
I don't know. Why shouldn't you? Look at all the benefits.
Because I don't care about benefits. I only care about whether or not it's true. It doesn't seem to be true.
What benefit? What benefits do we get being a Christian? What benefits do we get being a Christian?
Yeah. We'll start
Studies
with
have proven. If you search up right now, studies have proven that like Christians are significantly the more happiest.
Yeah, show me the studies. Show me the studies.
Yeah, show me the
studies. Search up right now.
And also, and how are they finding that out? Are they just asking them?
I mean, I don't know how else you get it unless like you dissect their brain.
So it's just a trust me, bro.
Yeah.
Of course, a Christian's going to tell someone that they're happier.
Oh wait! Oh no! I think it's like scientific studies. Like you search it up right now. I'm positive you have a computer next to you.
Then provide me the DOI.
Oh, you put out his computer. Johnny B's about to do it right now.
Yeah, no,
I'm not.
No, provide us the DOI. I'm not gonna spend 30 minutes looking for a study. You just need to provide us a study.
But then I have to leave.
No, oh, so you don't have. Okay, then here. How about in the future? Just don't make claims if you don't have the evidence to back it up. So I'm happier now. I don't care about whether or not populations seem to be happier if they're Christians. I'm happier now as an atheist than I was a Christian. So what benefit does it have for me?
Why not be unhappy as a Christian?
Because I don't want to be unhappy.
But why?
Because I prefer happiness. It's just a
But
preference.
nothing matters.
No, it does matter to
But
me.
nothing matters.
No, it matters to me.
But it doesn't matter to us.
I don't care if it matters to you. It matters to me. We're talking about why should I be a Christian. So obviously it's about my preference, about me being happy.
But what if it's about our preference?
I don't care
What
about
if
your.
that's what
I don't
means?
care about whether or not you're happy. We're asking why should I don't care about whether or not you're a Christian. I want to know why should I be a Christian. This is about me, the Bible guy. It's about why should the Bible guy be a Christian, and whether or not you're happy or not as a Christian doesn't tell me why I should be a Christian.
Wait, do you care if Johnny B's happy?
Sure, he's my
I'm very
friend,
happy.
but he's happy as an atheist. He's happier as an atheist than when he's a Christian. So,
Yeah.
why should we be a Christian? Happiness is not going to be the answer.
Because I'll be happy if you guys are.
I don't care about your happiness. Why should I be a Christian? You just got nothing, do you?
Your happiness should never impact what my happiness is going to be. I wouldn't be happy being a Christian because I was already a Christian and didn't work out because the Bible is just not true. Jesus was not the Messiah, fulfilled your prophecies. We have no evidence of his resurrection and all that nonsense and all that stuff. So, that wouldn't make me happy. So what makes you happy would not make me happy. So it's I don't care what makes you happy, Noah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make myself miserable just to make some random stranger on the internet happy. No, thank you.
Yeah.
But I'll be happy if you guys are happy.
Then then you should be happy that I'm an atheist.
Yeah. So if I'm happy for you, then shouldn't you be happy for me?
Noah, what? Okay, seriously, why the fuck did you come up here?
I got no idea, bro.
And why'd you come up here sounding like Elmo? Or are you auditioning to like replace the voice actor or something?
I just dropped him. Fuck off. Don't waste my fucking time. Don't waste my time on me. I'm already the voice inside your head. All y'all got a relationship with the book, but not God. The book doesn't say if you got God. Does say you have to be saved by God. I mean, I agree that they don't actually have a relationship. No one actually has a relationship with God. They have like a parasocial relationship with a fictional character. They have a relationship with God, like Gooners have a relationship with Shadowheart in Baldur's Gate 3. Man, people like Noah continually show us Christianity rarely has anything convincing to share. Yeah, like people like Noah are the reason why more people are turning to atheism. Because if that's what Christianity does to your brain, no, thank you.
But Dalton, don't you want to make Elmo happy?
Oh God, I'll just tickle him. All right, we have here. It's K Sway. I'm gonna ask you 3 questions, and then we'll get to the conversation.
Wait, can you hear me first?
Yeah. Are you at least 18?
Oh, okay, perfect. Yes.
Okay. What pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right. I'm not the Bible guy. This is Johnny. Why should I be a Christian?
Well, what's your stance? I guess, or like, what do you believe in? Like, where are you at? Let's start with that.
My stance is I'm an atheist.
Okay, and what led you to believe that?
But it's not something you believe. Atheism is something you believe. It's just something you are. I'm an atheist because I don't believe in God, and the reason I don't believe in God is because no one's given me a good reason to.
Wait, so atheism technically means you believe in evolution, like just biological evolution, or what is it?
No, you can be an atheist and reject evolution. I do believe in evolution, but that has nothing to do with my being an atheist. That has everything to do with my being a naturalist.
Atheism is a stance on only one thing, and that's that you don't believe in a God, or that you're unconvinced that a God exists. That's all atheism is. You have atheists that believe in an afterlife, that believe spirit, and then you have atheists like me and Dalton who don't believe in those things. Atheism is just the answer to one question: is do you believe in a God? And the answer would be no. That's all atheism is.
Okay.
I'm about to open up the panel to people on YouTube to be able to come on. Continue. It's K.
Yeah. So you say, why should you be a Christian?
Yeah.
Right? That's like the question? Okay, so
that is the question.
Let's start with why shouldn't you be a Christian? Let's start with that. Like what?
Because y'all haven't given me a reason to be a Christian. If I don't have a reason to be a Christian, then I shouldn't be a Christian.
Are you like familiar with like the Bible and what it says and stuff, or like where are you at on that?
The Bible? Never heard of it.
Well, I mean, like, are you like educated on it? Like, you read it and like you know it and studied it and all that, or?
Very.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure before we got into this. Okay. Let me think about how I want to start this off. So, you don't believe that there's like anything that made us? Like we just kind of poofed out of nowhere? Like we came from nothing and then
no,
like
I don't
here?
No, I don't believe that. I think that's I would think that would be a ridiculous thing to think that we poofed out of nowhere. That's what Christianity believes, that God poofed us out of nowhere. I think my parents fucked, and then I was born 9 months later, and
But then, let's go back. Like, how was the first humans created then? Like,
there was no such thing as the first humans. Humans gradually evolved from other species, like Homo erectus. It's like asking, do you know what a color gradient is?
Wait, say it again. Sorry.
Do you know what a color gradient is?
You might have to touch up on it. I'm not sure.
So have you ever seen like a chart where it shows like it starts off black on one end and it slowly turns white?
Oh yeah.
All right. Imagine if you took that picture of it going from black to white, and then you slice that up into like 200,000 slivers. Would there ever be a point in this chart where you can say this is the first time white shows up?
No.
Exactly. It's the same with human beings. Human beings slowly and gradually evolved from another species. So Homo erectus eventually become Homo sapiens. And there was no point where Homo erectus just gave birth to a Homo sapien. It's just that the changes were so gradual and slow. And over hundreds of thousands of years, human beings came about. So there was never a first human.
Okay, gotcha. So let's start with like by proving the Bible's real, right? And like what it says is true. So we'll start with like, for example, like, so first off, God said he created everything, right? We're not going to get into that. Like, we're just,
sort of.
Well, he said like,
he didn't create, like, for example, he didn't create the water. Not once in the Bible does it ever say that.
But he says he created the lands and the skies, and then if you believe in like what the Bible says, then
but I don't.
It's like the water got split in half, and one became like the sky.
Yeah, but
and then
before God even started creating anything, there were already, according to the Book of Genesis, there were already 3 things that existed at the time.
So what was it then? Darkness, God, and
well, the darkness, the waters, and the earth itself.
Okay, gotcha. So in the Bible, right, like if you look at like stories, like let's say for example, like Noah's Ark, like did you see the new geographic thing that just came out that they like just showed that there was like an ark in the ground and like this like
every other year someone makes the claim that they found Noah's Ark, and 0 out of all the times has it ever actually been Noah's Ark. They've not found Noah's Ark.
So if there's no like God, right, then that means there's no Satan, correct? So then there's no difference between right and wrong.
Incorrect.
So how do we know what is right and what is wrong?
Incorrect. You don't need God and Satan to know the difference between right and wrong. Right and wrong, these are value judgments. Right means that something is like beneficial or conducive towards a particular goal, and wrong or bad means that something is detrimental towards a particular goal. So for example, if your goal is to draw a circle, but you use a bunch of jagged edges, that would be wrong, right? Because it doesn't, and God doesn't need to exist for that to be wrong, because you had a goal in mind, and the thing that you did was non-conducive towards that goal.
Okay. Wait, so there was never like a start of like right or wrong, like as we've always just kind of like known?
It's part of our no difference between right and wrong is part of our evolutionary history. We have, as a species, we've wanted to survive, we wanted to flourish, and we're a social species, so we don't just live by ourselves, we live in a community. And the thing that was most beneficial towards our survival was the survival of the community. So as a result, we developed like a sense of like moral and empathy.
Okay, gotcha. So sorry, I'm like kind of on the spot here. I don't usually like do these lives, so yeah, I'm not very well spoken either. But I do just want to say, so there's like the tomb, right, where God died, that is like still there. It's still a landmark.
Wait, what?
So I'm like trying to prove the Bible first. So there's a tomb, right, where God died, like according to the Bible.
He died
when he was buried in the tomb.
God never died. Jesus did. Jesus isn't God in the Bible. Secondly, we don't know where this tomb is, because there are, at least in the land of Israel, 3 different tombs that are claimed to be the tomb of Jesus. We don't know which one it is.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that actually. Yeah, I think you got me cooked here. I can't really think of anything. So like, I don't know. I'm not good at like discussions. I'm like kind of awkward. So yeah, I'm gonna let someone else take it because like I don't want to waste your time. My fault.
All right. Well, okay. You have a wonderful
But
day.
I do. Wait, I will follow you, and then I'll text you. I do have somebody that like does lives and he like debates these, and he's actually Christian. So like maybe you guys could do a collab because like he's very well like educated and stuff.
Yeah,
So like if you would be interested in that, I could send you his thing or whatever.
Yeah, just have him call in one day.
Okay, bet. I got you. Appreciate you.
All right, bye, Kay.
Someone in the comments said that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was like, at least Kay is humble enough to know, which is more than most Christians have.
Someone in the comments said that God didn't harden the Pharaoh's heart because of the Hebrew, but all I had to do was go look and
I know.
absolutely
I looked at it. I have Exodus 4:21 pulled up right now, and it says that he hardened Pharaoh's heart. Stupid. It's because me and him were talking about free will and Pharaoh hardening, God hardening Pharaoh's heart, and it absolutely does say that. Yeah. I Will Howl is coming up next. Also, I've opened up the lines on Video Ninja. So wonderful mods over on YouTube. Someone said, who's the co-host? This is Johnny B. They have TikTok, and I think you have a YouTube as well, right, Johnny?
I do, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after the end of the show, I will have you give your plug yourself. Because on this show, with Peggy as the patron, we love plugging ourselves.
Well, I do have to go, but I would like to, I'll see you later, Dalton. It'll be a fantastic evening, right?
Oh, you're about to head out now?
Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay, go ahead and plug yourself then.
All right, my TikTok is Johnny B, and my YouTube is Johnny B2. You just gotta look me up. Just look up Johnny B. You can just look up Johnny B. I forget the exact tag of it, but you can just look up like Johnny B. Bible debates or something. It should come up. So.
Hey Johnny, before you go, look into those Takanuchi documents. It explains pretty elaborately the whole alien disclosure stuff right now.
Oh God. Anyways, I'll just ignore that bit for a second.
All right, I'll see you later, Dalton.
See you, man. Anyways, don't forget, everyone, that the Video Ninja, if you're on YouTube and you'd like to call in, the Video Ninja is now open. Mods, plug the Video Ninja link so that guests can come on and have a conversation. So I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And question number 3, are you a Christian?
I'm an omniist, but it does include some Christian rhetoric in there.
But do you believe that Jesus was the Messiah and the Son of God? If you don't,
I do believe in Jesus.
But you don't believe that
he does not make
the
claim to be the Son of God.
He does, but anyways, we're only here to talk to Christians.
No, that's a contradiction.
Thank you for coming up. There's no, it would be a contradiction if you claim to be the Son of God and not to be the Son of God at the same time. That would be a contradiction. Jesus Christ. All right. Anyways, if you're not a Christian, don't request up. That's the thing. This is not talk to an omniist day. I don't care about omniists. Everyone wants to be special. Everyone wants their own special, unique theology. At Dagobah Dave, what a cool name, with the $5. I love the profile picture, by the way. This message brought to you by at Tucson KEG. There's a color gradient in your background just for future reference. Damn, you're right. You're so right. I'm the one who designed my background. There is a color gradient. It goes from purple to blue. Fuck me. Man. Man, I'll have to... Damn, that's good. Listen, talking about not being able to see the forest through the trees. Yeah, I guess in the future, it goes from like a purplish pink to a blue. I guess I'll just start using that in the future. Good catch, though, Dagobah Dave. Oh, man. Still, also, love that profile picture. Very cool. And at Tucson KEG with the $6.66, Hail Nero. Haven't sent a super chat lately. Keep up the good work, Dalkin. Hey, super appreciated, Tucson. Much appreciated. Every little bit helps for the show. That was funny. It's an omnidiction. Someone said it's an omnidiction. Man, that's fucking crazy. Yeah. Let's see. Here, look. The for anyone who wants to call in on YouTube, the caller ID is, oh God, what? The problem is it's been so long I don't remember what my thing is called. Someone help me out. Bible guy. It's the Bible guy. Sure. This is very embarrassing. I don't remember what my short handle is on for calling in on YouTube. What's the rainbow actually mean? What do you mean? What the rainbow actually means? It doesn't. The rainbow doesn't have any inherent meaning. Rainbows are given whatever meaning that we because rainbow is just a natural phenomenon where light filters through water droplets and thus creates a rainbow. Yeah, it's a color gradient. But like this particular rainbow represents the LGBT community. Taste the rainbow. Yeah. But yeah, right there, Liquid 00 has put the link in the chat for anyone who's to call into the show. Yeah, I'm the Bible guy. Let's have a conversation. Humans are meaning-making machines addicted to drama. Oh, so true. So true. We are very dramatic. Jesus is an okay guy. Come on. He's not an okay guy. If we take the Jesus of the Gospels at his word for the things that he believes in, Jesus would have believed that the law of Moses was good, and the law of Moses is horrific. What does refracted light mean? It's a grumpy butterfly. Oh, wait a minute. Did I forget to... I'm sorry, YouTube chat. I totally forgot to put the... So you guys can't see the... 1 second. There we go. My bad. There you go. Now you guys can see what your homies over on TikTok are saying. Say hi, TikTok people. Bro never read Jeremiah 8:8. I mean, I've read the entire Bible at least once. But let's see what Jeremiah 8:8 says. And let's see if that's at all germane to the topic. How can you say we are wise and the law of the Lord is with us, when in fact the false pen of the scribes has made it into a lie? And did you read the Trump Bible? My Jesus is okay. The Trump Bible is just, I believe, just a King James Version Bible with a different cover. So like it's not like its own special unique translation. It's just a money grab for Donald Trump, trying to do his best to monetize a Bible which is in the public domain. All right, Justin AA is cute. Justin, I'm going to ask you three preliminary questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
I would like to debate.
Well, are you at least 18?
Huh?
Are you at least 18?
Yeah, I'm 19.
And what pronouns do you go by?
I'm a he, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yeah.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible guy. Why should I be a Christian?
Talk to here. Talk. Because you shouldn't be atheist.
What kind of atheist?
My friend's an atheist, so I would know.
What kind of atheist? Nah, atheist. Come back, atheist.
And that's another tally for one more reason for me to not be a Christian. I feel like I need to get like a board up every now. If I can find like a program that will allow me to like add tallies. We'll see. Reason. Oh wait, I already know. Here, I got that. I'll just make one on my iPad, and it'll be a chart that says reasons to not be a Christian. And every time a Christian gives us another reason to not be a Christian, we'll just add a tally to it, and we'll see how many we have by the end of the episode. Crazy work. The tally got to be overflowing already. We'll start it fresh every day. Every day we go live, we'll start it fresh. Days without rude Christians, 0. Yeah. One of those charts like days without accidents. I guess Justin's back, so maybe they have something to say of worth now. Welcome back, Justin.
Okay, so can you tell me something about atheism?
Yeah, we don't believe in God.
Oh, so and you're gay too, right? Because I see the gay flag.
Nope.
Oh, so you're gay? Okay.
No, I'm straight. Are you gay?
Oh.
Are you just?
No, because I see the gay flag.
Are you asking? Because I'm not interested. I'm sorry.
I see the gay flag on your
Yeah,
thing.
I love my gay people.
Anyways, I think who do you believe created you? That's just one question.
Their names are Richard and Christy. They
Richard and Christy.
Yeah, they created me 30 years ago in a bedroom. They got bored, they fucked, and 9 months later I was born.
And how come? So you believe that people just fuck and then they have a kid, right? How come people sometimes when people fuck they don't have kids? How come?
Because that's not biology. Did you? I'm
or
sorry.
it's a miracle from
I'm sorry.
God.
Did you just?
Or a kid is a miracle from God.
I know. Were you too busy like bullshitting with your friend in high school that you didn't actually pay attention to biology class or health class?
No.
Are you aware that you're turning us all into more atheists with every stupid thing you say?
No.
Well, you are. Could you be like a serious person for 5 fucking seconds? And have I know you're 19 and your brain's not fully... I know you're 19 and your brain's not fully developed, but I'm going to have to ask you to be a bit more mature for this conversation.
Your brain is clearly not developed if you don't believe in it.
It's more developed than yours.
Okay, alright.
That's why I don't believe in God. Yeah. Bitch. Run away. I hate fucking talking to kids. I do. I know he's technically an adult, but like, man, I'm almost at the place where I'm like, if you're not at least 25, you can't talk to me. Because they're just like not worth talking to. Man, crazy. Teens are kids for real. Yeah. Like I said, the summer is almost over and they can go back to school. Well, he's 19. And maybe he could go to college, but something tells me that this isn't the college taking time. I think Thinker has a 21 and up rule. Thinker's a smart lady, for sure. I think I actually will be on... guys, there's something for you guys to look forward to. Let me take a look at my schedule for this Saturday. I'm pretty sure... Whoa, they have updated the staff portal. 1 second. Let me look at my schedule. I might be on the line this Saturday. My photos, my profiles, view schedule. Let's see. This upcoming Saturday is going to be the 15th. And yes, me and Justin are going to be live this Saturday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time on the line. So guys, it's been a while since you guys seen me team up with Justin, but you're going to be able to see it this Saturday. Watch us absolutely demolish Christians. Although, to be fair, they'll probably be too scared to call in, as Christians typically are. So there's that to look forward to. I can't miss it. Good. Dynamic duo. I got some more super chats here from at Diagoras with the new currency to learn. I love that one of the great things about the super chats is that, you know, it shows me, one, that there are people watching all over the world, which is really crazy. Never in my life did I ever think I would have viewers from all over the world. But on top of that, I get to learn new currencies. What currency is in OK? Let's see. Nokia. Someone said Nokia. Let's see. Norwegian krone. So it's like the Danish krone, but it's Norwegian. The Norwegian krone. I get a lot of viewers from like Norwegia and Danish. I don't know what country. Sorry to my people from the Scandinavian areas, from the Nordic countries. I'm so happy you guys are here, and I think your country is beautiful. I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which only takes partly place in the Scandinavian countries. But anyways, at Diagoras with the 50 Norwegian krones. Hi, Dunk. I learned when I was younger that in Judaism, Jesus was boiling in hell of poop and semen. Is that true, or is that an anti-Semitic trope? So in the Talmud, it does mention a Jesus who is boiling in excrement in Gehenna. Now, the question that scholars ask is this Jesus, this Yeshu, intended to be Jesus of Nazareth? Or is it meant to be another Jesus? Because there is another Jesus within Judaism who was also considered a heretic, who was alive during the time of Alexander Jannaeus, who led people astray and engaged in like false prophecy and idolatry. So the question is this meant to be Jesus of Nazareth, or Jesus the son of I can't remember what the name of this person is, although some people suggest that they might be one and the same, even though this person lived about 100 years before the time of the historical Jesus. So it is a 50-50% chance that, yeah, the Talmud contains a reference to Jesus boiling in excrement, which I don't blame them. Christians were being shitheads to Jewish people at this time, so that Jewish people would retaliate by saying Jesus is boiling excrement. You know, more power to them. And at Mopac with the 5 euros, hey, just sub to say, I like that you told that guy earlier immediately what a contradiction would be. People need to know. Yeah, people don't seem to know what contradictions are. P and not P. Yeah, people just throw... Here's the thing. A lot of theists love to just throw around debate terms willy-nilly without actually knowing what they mean. It is a reoccurring problem, I will admit. All right, since we're not getting any more opposition, I'm going to open up the panel now. We're going to make the last 30 minutes of the show office hours. So if you're a friendly on YouTube or TikTok and you'd like to call in and ask your questions, or you need help with doing some counter apologetics on a certain thing that you've heard recently, call on up and we'll have that conversation. So I'll now ask the questions now of age, pronouns, and whether or not you are a believer or non-believer. Someone said doppelganger. Not exactly. The Jesus in the Talmud might not be a doppelganger, just a different Jesus. Jesus was a very popular name amongst Jewish men in the 1st century. Can I be a Christian and a friendly? Yes, you can. Scandinavian countries are always rate high in happiness and low in religion. I've heard that. I don't know how true that is, but I've definitely heard that. I'm slow to believe it until I get an actual, some actual stats on that. Let's see. Doppelganger for all my community fans out there. Oh, Doppeldeaner. If infinite space is a thing, could our universe be a large concentration of more fine-tuned life? Well, I wouldn't call it, if it's infinitely large, I definitely wouldn't call it fine-tuned. But then the statistics of life existing out there in the universe greatly increases if the universe is infinitely old and infinitely big. All right. Looks like we got someone over here from the TikTok side. Hello, guest. YouTube guest, can you hear me? I can hear you typing. Am I muted? I don't think I'm muted. Let me check. Nope. Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. I'm fully audible. Guest. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Hi. How are you? At least 18 years old?
Yes.
What should I call you?
Christian.
Christian. And what pronouns do you go by, Christian?
He, him.
And are you a Christian or a non-Christian?
I am an atheist, and I had a Bible question.
All right. What's the question, Christian?
So I was just looking at Revelation, and it linked me back to 2nd Esdras, or 4 Ezra. And there's a line in 4 Ezra that says, what does it say? At the end of that time, my son, the Messiah, shall die, and so shall all mankind who draw breath. Was this part of 2nd Esdras written by a Christian or added to it?
Okay, so what is the actual like citation from 4th Ezra?
It is 4th Ezra 7:29.
I'm seeing a 7:29. Okay, we're gonna read it real quick. 4th Ezra 7. Also, I am getting here. No, not Ezra 4. Here. Esdras. Let me spell that correctly. Esdras. 4th Esdras. Chapter 7. Gee whiz.
I think the naming scheme is very complicated.
Yeah, it very much is. Although while I'm looking it up, I'll tell you that 4th Esdras was, most scholars date it to around 100 CE, so between 90 to 120 CE. So this is at a time when Christianity has already existed. So 7 verse what?
29.
729. This is interesting. I've barely read into this book because it's not part of the standard canon. After these years, my son Christ die, and all men have life. Yeah, I mean, very obviously written. I mean, it's written during the late first century, early 2nd century CE. It mentions the death of Messiah. Most likely, based on this, I'd have to go more reading into this, but it does look as if it's written by a Christian, because right timing, right content.
Yeah. Apparently, a lot of the there's chapters of 4th Esdras that are definitely written by Christians, but the middle portion is supposed to be written by like a Jewish person in the 1st century CE. This sounds like.
Here, 1 second. I need to fix your mic so that because you're here. Say something now.
Hello.
Here, YouTube, TikTok people, let me know if they're still echoing. Here, start saying some stuff for the audience.
Then the world shall return to its original silence for 7 days, as at the beginning of creation, and no one shall be left.
Here, that doesn't better, so let me try this instead. Here, say something now. Okay, that doesn't help at all. So say something now. So there's like 2 fucking mute buttons. It's kind of hard to tell which one I'm supposed to have muted and which one I'm not supposed to have muted. So say something now. That's so weird. Why is it doing that? Okay, for now we'll just have to deal with it, I guess. I mean, the only echo isn't awful. Okay. Well, anyways. So yeah, it looks like this text is written from the Christian era by a Christian. So, you know, based on what I have so far, I'll have to look more into it. It could just be, though, that this is Jewish apocalyptic literature from this time, and that there was like circulating beliefs, because, you know, the Jewish people Christians didn't make this about thin air. There was probably other Jews who may have believed this, but, you know, I'll look into it. But so far, it does look like 4th Esdras is a Christian work, or at least it has Christian interpolated pieces in it.
All right, and I just had one more question about Revelation, really quick. The great multitude that are mentioned after the however many thousand from Israel, are they supposed to be Gentiles? Like, is this a author appealing to the Gentiles?
Yes. Let me take a look at the passage. Is it Revelation 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look. It says specifically, let's see, mentions that they are from every tribe and tongue. So yeah, this would represent all peoples on the planet. It's not just because the author is living at a time early 2nd century when most Christians are not Jews. So the idea of like Gentiles and Jewish people both being believers of Jesus is firmly a part of their like theology already. So yeah, I mean, the person believes that a great multitude of non-Jewish people are going to be followers of Jesus in the last days.
All right, dope. Thank you.
All right, happy to help. You have a wonderful day, Christian.
You too.
Yeah, figuring out the whole Video Ninja thing, it's difficult, but we'll get it figured out. We'll get it figured out, everyone. Let's see. We got some people over on TikTok now. Shooter Old Shield. Are you at least 18 years old?
I am. I'm 29 actually.
And what pronouns do you go by?
I'm sorry?
What pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian or a non-Christian?
Oh, I apologize. I thought this was office hours. I thought this was where you were talking to atheists.
Yeah, office hours. Yeah, that's why I just want to know if you're a Christian or non-Christian.
Oh, I'm non-Christian.
All right. What brings you up, Shooter?
I was hoping to get a better argument on why Jesus is not good. He's actually pretty vile.
So the number one argument that I use for Jesus being a not very great guy is the fact, and this is the thing we need to study up on, is specifically that Jesus advocated for the observance of the law of Moses. And then that brings the conversation. So you just have to be able to like defend very thoroughly that Jesus teaches that Christians ought and need and absolutely are necessarily need to follow the law of Moses. And then from there, you're able to contra deity, hi, the comment section. And then from there, you're able to bring the conversation back to the atrocities and horrible shit found in the law of Moses.
Okay, thank you. I actually definitely do need to study up on that because my main one was actually changed back in 2020. It's Revelations 2:22, you know, where the verse where he has Jezebel thrown on a bed and practically invites a bunch of men to have their way with him.
Yeah,
that was like my number one go-to.
Yeah, that's pretty bad shit. But when mine, you get more than just that. You get Jesus supporting slavery and misogyny and all the horrible stuff found in the Hebrew Bible, and in the Torah of Moses. So the best book of the four Gospels to study on this matter would be the Gospel of Matthew. This is the Gospel where Jesus is most ardently in favor of observance of the law of Moses.
Cool, I really appreciate that. No, thank you.
Happy to help. You have a wonderful day, Shooter.
You do. Bye. You too. Bye.
Contra says, yeah, back into work on my new schedule. I like the new setup, by the way. Thank you. I also like the new setup. The purples and the blues. I like the color and the minimalistic outlook. Not to mention that if he is God, then he did all that shit too. Yeah. Saint Brianna, I know who you are, so I don't have to ask you all the questions. Howdy, partner. What brings you up today?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
I just came up with a couple of random questions that just kind of popped in my head just earlier this morning.
Okay. What's your first question?
So, oh, I think there's like a delay or something.
There is. Here, let me test how long the delay is, and we'll just like have to compensate for the delay. So I'm going to count to 5. When I get to 4, you say 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
There's like a 5-second delay. So just note that I'll wait until you're done, and if you don't say anything for a couple seconds, then I will interject, and likewise. So what is your first question, Brianna?
I'm not home right now, so the internet's kind of bad. Should I just come back another time?
If you want to, I'm more than patient. I mean, I've got another 20 minutes left of the show, and there's no other guests right now. So if you want, we can still do the conversation. Or if you want, you can come back on another day. I mean, we'll be live again on Thursday, and you'll be able to do your office hours questions on that day if you like.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
All right, fantastic. Well, Brianna, I'm so glad to hear from you. I can't wait to hear from you again. Keep those questions in mind, and if you want to make sure you write them down after you get off when you get a chance. That way you don't forget them next time you call on.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
All right. Have a wonderful day. Have I looked into IP's Academy? Videos have verified. I don't watch anything from Inspiring Philosophy anymore. When I was a Christian, I thought he was a shit, and then after I was a believer, I watched these videos where Dan McClellan absolutely showed that IP is not very good at citing his sources. Gilead, I don't know what the fuck that this had. Iteo Twalki. Know what that is. So you're gonna have to write that out, or else it's just meaningless. I can't stand him as a person. Who, IP? Yeah. Body with operants. I'm gonna ask you 3 questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18?
Yes, I am.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian or non-Christian?
Not a Christian.
All right. What brings you up to the Bible Guy show?
So, just kind of curious. I am a behavior analyst, and I think that my discipline has quite a bit to say about whether there is determinism for human behavior. And so I'll often argue with people about free will, many of which are Christians. And so I'm curious if you could explain a bit about the position on free will in the Bible, whether that be in the Hebrew Bible or the New Testament.
Sorry, I was distracted by some. Repeat that last bit about the Hebrew Bible and the New Testament.
Yeah, just if you could provide examples of where the Bible has positions on whether human behavior is deterministic or free will, either in the Hebrew Bible or the New Testament.
So the Bible never once gives any sort of position. I mean, not position. It never once teaches the idea of free will. It does teach that we have choice, but as you and I both know, choice is not something exclusive to libertarian free will. In determinism, we also have choice. It's just that our choices are determined by underlying causes. Now that being said, God does place himself as being sovereign in the Hebrew Bible. And there are sections in the Hebrew Bible where God absolutely changes people's opinions against their will. We have, for example, in Exodus chapter 4 and onwards to chapters 10, where God repeatedly says that he hardens Pharaoh's heart so that he will not let his people go. At one point, Pharaoh says that he wants to let Yahweh's people go, and he does let them go, and then Yahweh hardens his heart so that he would chase after them. So clearly this was not something that Pharaoh wanted to do, but something that Yahweh made him do. We also have, for example, Yahweh tells David that he would cause David's wives to be raped, and then Absalom would go on to be the one who rapes David's wives. But Yahweh specifically says that he's the one that causes this. He made it so that Absalom would rape David's wives. So, it would seem. Also, one of the biggest examples of this is actually Romans chapter 9, where Paul explicitly says that God has made some people destined to be vessels of wrath and some to be vessels for honor and glory. Some people were made for eternal damnation. Other people were made for salvation. So based on all this, it would appear that the Bible's position is determinism, which in fact, there is a group of Christians known as Calvinists who hold this position, and as a result, they have to bite the bullet that God does what we would consider morally wicked and detestable things, but he's allowed to because he's sovereign. So God does in fact make people for damnation. So I think that the Bible would favor determinism and doesn't even teach libertarian free will.
Okay, I see. Yeah, that kind of makes sense with what I had previously thought. It seems like in my conversations with Christians previously, most of the support for free will seems to be around justifying moral responsibility rather than being based in any sort of scripture. So I was kind of curious if there were examples that I was just missing, or if it really was just God being able to intervene in human behavior and cause certain outcomes. So I've had some people bring up, when I ask where free will is discussed in the Bible, the free will offerings described in Leviticus, but I think that if I'm understanding it correctly, completely misses the point. It's just it's an optional offering rather than
exactly the free will offering of Leviticus is a voluntary offering. It's a offering that you do not have to make, but you are voluntarily allowed at your own discretion to make this offering. It has nothing to do with what we would call free will within philosophy.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me up.
Have a good day, bud.
You too.
Leaving religion, I can already guess that this person is a friendly, obviously, and also you comment all the time on our videos, so good to actually hear from you. You are at least 18?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And the pronouns you go by are?
He, him, his.
All right. Leaving religion, it's good to talk to you. What brings you up?
All right. I'm here. So I've been hearing this in Joel Reed's Bibles live, but I always come in the middle when he's past the Bible verses.
Okay.
I'm wondering how he's making this argument that the Bible says that women who are essayed can either be burned or stoned. I can't remember which one it was. And I'm wondering if you know which verses are being used, and then how do they get from those verses to the argument?
Let's take a look, because I am aware that if a woman is sexually assaulted in the Bible, that she is forced to marry her sexual assaultant. Now, as opposed to stoned, I can actually imagine that what's happening here is it's referencing is the fact that if a married woman is found with a married man, and she does not cry out, that she is to be stoned to death. And then the problem is that what is the stipulation here? Like, what happens if she's too afraid and therefore she doesn't cry out? She's being raped, but because she didn't cry out, she would be stoned to death. And this is actually, let's see, let me find the passage where it says she doesn't cry out.
Oh, yeah, and I think somebody mentioned in the comments that the verse Joel refers to is possibly the one about the daughter of a priest being burned because she did prostitution.
Yeah, that one's.
But I don't know how I don't know how he gets from there to sexual assault.
That would be prostitution, and that wouldn't count as sexual assault. But the previous one, where it's Deuteronomy 22, 23, and 24, which is easy to remember, 22, 23, 24. Okay. If there is a young woman, a virgin already engaged to be married, and a man meets her in the town and lies with her, you shall bring both of them to the gate of that town and stone them to death, the young woman because she did not cry for help in the town, and the man because he violated his neighbor's wife. And then, like, what happens if it's a woman who's raped but she's too afraid to cry out? Well, then she gets stoned to death. Yeah.
All right. Alrighty, that put a little connective tissue on the argument in the scripture. Thank you for taking me up. Have a good evening.
Guys, like, my favorite parts of the show are now becoming office hours because, one, we get consistent calls, and two, I get to actually, like, implement my biblical knowledge and teaching skills to actually teach instead of just yell at somebody. It's nice. It's a nice change of pace. I do sometimes feel like I'm wasting my talents. But we have a super chat here from Game Guy with the $5. TEOTWAWKI, the end of the world as we know it. Yeah, Gilead, I had to mute you because you just kept spamming it. We don't allow for spamming on the show. But yeah, it seems like a really random thing for them to put. Like, that seems like has no context whatsoever. It's a good song. It's the end of the world as we know it. A Bible guy teaches the Bible segment. Basically, that's what it is. How do you think Jesus would react to modern Christians? Well, I would tell you this. Jesus would be more comfortable in a modern Orthodox synagogue than he would in a Christian church. Especially, he wouldn't be very comfortable with Protestant Christians, especially. Jesus would have been familiar with a setting. So we learn from Luke chapter 4 that Jesus would generally go to the synagogue on Sabbath. That was his custom. And this would be a very, like, what happens in the synagogue setting is that you go to synagogue, you hear the reading from the Torah and the Psalms. I'm sorry, the Torah and the prophets and the Psalms. And then you would do prayers to God, rote prayers, by the way. In Judaism at the time, they practiced rote prayer, much like Catholics do today. So these are pre-written prayers that just get recited. Jesus also believed that his followers needed to practice the law of Moses. And since the majority of Christians today teach that you do not have to follow the law of Moses, he would be very much against this. He would probably also be shocked if they thought he was Yahweh and would consider this idolatry. So Jesus would be more comfortable in a modern Jewish synagogue setting than he would in a modern church setting. Rote prayers, not road prayers. Road prayers are what you say as you're on the road. But rote prayers are prayers that are pre-written and that you recite. Which there's nothing wrong with, theologically speaking. Jesus engaged in rote prayer all the time in the Gospels. Gee whiz. Yeah, rote. I don't know how you spell rote. I'm assuming it's with a W because they're written. I don't know. Yeah, WROTE is what I assume it says. When you get up at 1 a.m. to watch Dalton slurps coffee, is it 1 a.m. where you're at? Oh, hi, Bjorn. Good to see you. Yeah, it would be 1 where you're at, wouldn't it? Fun fact, everyone. Bjorn is one of the few names that I actually know from the Scandinavian languages. Bjorn means bear. So that's pretty cool. It'd be really fitting if you know a guy named Bjorn who's like a really big hairy guy. W Bjorn, absolutely. Liquid. I think with TikTok specifically, if someone gets blocked, then they get kicked from the live, which if they're the guest, kind of throws a wrench in things. I don't, the only reason I usually block people is if they're extremely obstinate and really bad people. We have a guest here on YouTube. Hello, guest. Can you hear me? 'Cause I cannot hear you.
Hey, you can hear me now?
There we go. Howdy, partner. What's your name?
David.
David, are you at least 18?
Yes, sir.
What pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian or a non-Christian?
I'm an atheist.
All right, David, what brings you up to the show?
Yeah, I just wanted to get your most sincere steel man of the idea of apologetics.
The purpose of apologetics, like from the perspective of the Christian, what they view the purpose of apologetics being?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the purpose of an apologetics is to give a defense for the Christian faith. It's derived from 1 Peter 3:15, which says that one ought to always be ready to give a defense for the hope that is within you. The word for defense there is the Greek word apologia, from which we derive the word apologetics. So when Christians engage in apologetics, what they're attempting to do, at least what they think they're attempting to do, is to give a thorough and hopefully sturdy defense for the beliefs that they have.
Okay, because I guess in my mind, being an atheist, like it would probably be more of a straw man position, is it's just excuse making. And
I think I wouldn't call it a straw man because I think that's the reality of the situation. That's not what they would think that they're doing, but I think that is the reality of the situation. That apologists are the car salesmen of Christianity, and they're trying to sell a product, and often ignoring the data in favor of their dogma.
Yeah, because when I compare it to like a scientific study like evolution, if there's something about evolution that needs defending, I don't study how to give an excuse about it. I just study more evolution. So that's why I kind of thought up that question.
Yeah, precisely. I agree with you. I don't think your assessment would be a straw man. They might say that, but that's because they just not aware that that's what they're actually doing. There's a cognitive dissonance in what they think that they're doing versus in what they're actually doing when they perform apologetics.
Fair enough.
All right.
That's all I had. Thank you.
You have a wonderful day, David.
You as well.
We had a guest on TikTok, Lope. Lope, I don't know where you went. I think your name was Lope, but but the line is open and now you're able to call in if you would like to. We have another 6 minutes left of the show. Oh man, I fucking love office hours. This shit's awesome. I'm loving it. Ba 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 ba. Hi Sticks, good to see you. You shouldn't be Christian. You should be Muslim, inshallah. No, thank you. I don't like the idea of defending someone who diddles kids. Can we get some Justice for Aisha stickers in the comment section? Someone's called them excusagetics. That's good. Copagetics. Dogma over data. Yes. It's for coping. I agree. You should be Muslim. That is a no way, but that is a no way better. Dalton, this guy just spreads hate. He's not really Muslim. Oh, well then, fuck you on both positions, I guess. No P3DO profits. Yes. All right, John is here. John, I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. You'll probably be our last guest for the day. Are you at least 18?
Yeah.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you Christian or non-Christian?
I'm Christian.
All right, what brings you up to the Bible Guy show?
Nothing, bro. I'm just on some bullshit. Like, I was going to come up in here and troll, but I'm not, bro. I ain't going to inconvenience you like that today. You have a good one.
All right, well, thank you for being considerate, John. Anyways, unless we get someone else in the next 2 minutes, that's probably going to be the end of the show. Yeah. Hashtag justice for Snick, too. Yeah, justice for the snake in the garden. The snake did nothing wrong. He told the truth. It was God who lied. How did I know? Pax says, how did I know from how he answered the pronoun question? I'm telling you, the pronoun question is so fucking good. Dalton, when are you going to respond to YouTube videos again? Have I done that before? I don't think I've done that before. I mean, I've made one video where I responded to where I talked about a YouTube video. But if you guys send me some clips, I'll look into it, doing it. As Arwen? What about Arwen? What? Oh, you mean because I used to answer comments on my YouTube? Is that what you're referring to? Is me talking about when I responded to you responded to that one weird guy talking about? Oh, you're right. I did, didn't I? I forgot about that. Guys, you guys should check out that video. It's funny. Let me see if I can find the name of that video. The Bible Guy. I go over to my videos. This internet edgelord exposes the Bible Guy. It's a pretty good video. It's a guy, he's wearing a Phantom of the Opera mask. And talking about me. It's so funny. You guys have to check it out. You used to reply to comments as Arwen. I don't run Arwen's channel anymore. And also, Arwen doesn't... She's taking a step back from doing lives. Ever since the fire, and she's getting her life back together. She doesn't really do YouTube videos or lives anymore. So, there's that as well. Do very many people respond to your videos? Not that I if they do, I'm not aware of it. I don't go around looking for videos about me on YouTube. Like, I'm just like not all that interested in myself like that. But guys, if y'all send a video that y'all want me to respond to, like an apologist claim, message me on TikTok with a link and let me know. And I'll see about finding the time to do one. I won't do very many of them at a time, but maybe once every now and then I'll do one, and it'd be fun. Do you have well-known apologists ever call in? Do we? No, mostly just low-tier Christians. But to be fair, well-known apologists don't do that much better of a job. There are a few Christians in my head that I think are actually good apologists, like, and not in the sense that I think their arguments are good, in the sense that they're like, not low tier. Like, they're actually smart, they're kind, considerate, they're not, trash. People like Trent Horn for example, from Catholic Answers. I think he's actually a good apologist. Talk to Vor, Voice of Reason. He once requested up, and right before I accepted him, he disappeared. So I don't know if we'll ever talk to them. I know he's like a young Earth creationist. I don't think he'd be able to contend with me on the Bible. Do you get the troglodyte Q-top? He's never requested up. And oh my god, if he ever did, I would love to tear into him because he annoys the fuck out of me. Let's see who's live right now that I can send you guys over to go see. Who is live? Come on, TikTok, be faster than that. All right, there we go. It looks like who is live? Who I can pick? Ogar is live. Ogar, O-G-A-R, and I believe Ogar has a YouTube channel as well for the people on YouTube. It's called Ogar Debates. Yes, he does. Everyone go over to Ogar Debates on YouTube if you're on YouTube. And then if you're on TikTok, go over to his TikTok channel. Just simply Ogar, O-G-A-R. And tell them that the Bible Guy sent you. And with that, I've been the Bible Guy. Remember to keep reading, keep learning, and we'll see you all another day. Thank you to all the super chats out there. And thank you to all the callers today who called in, who had questions. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's probably my new favorite segment of the daily calls. So be expecting that to be a regular and daily thing that I do. All right. So, bye y'all. See you on Thursday.
Born from dust and questioning fire, wielding truth like a sword of desire. Ancient scrolls and cosmic flame, he tears through myth, he breaks the chain. Echoes of prophets, the stars align, knowledge and thunder intertwine. Reason ascends where blind faith fell. He reads the word and he reads it well. The Bible Guy, seeker of the light. Through time and fire he rides the night, with reason's blade and wisdom's cry. The world shall hear the Bible Guy. Scrolls of ages, words aflame. He dares to question